Live from Cardines Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, it is the Newport Gulls pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tonight, it's the first game of the NECBL playoffs as the number 1 seeded Newport Gulls will be taking on the 8th seed Ocean State Waves. I'm Quinton Pelzel, and simply put, the Ocean State Waves, it's a miracle that they're even here right now. A couple days ago, they needed 2 wins against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks in a doubleheader, and they were down to their final strike in the last inning with nobody on base, down by a run, and they somehow won that game. They came back and they won game 2 as well to clinch that 8th seed, and now they'll be looking to continue their hot streak tonight against the Newport Gulls, who have been the best team in the NECBL all season long. They're first in the league in ERA, first in the league in hits offensively, and then of course defensively, they're among the league's best as well. Tonight they'll be looking to start their journey for their first championship since 2014. We've got interviews with players and coaches. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Newport Gulls pregame show and the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. Quinton Pelzo alongside the Newport Gulls manager and Frank Holbrook. And coach, just want to start with first playoff game tonight, obviously, and the first time this year that the NECBL is going with a 3-game playoff format as opposed to the 1 game last year. Just want to know what your thoughts on this new playoff format.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how it shakes out in terms of which one we prefer. But I think it's a good format. It creates more baseball to be played, but I think it also gives you a chance to have a better sample size over the course of 3 games on which team deserves most to move forward. So we'll definitely tax people's depth and look at people's depth a little bit more than last year's format. But the teams that plays the best, no matter what the format is, typically moves forward. So the game doesn't really change in terms of how we approach it.
And you guys last played on Friday, so that's a couple days in between your guys last playing against live pitching. Do you think the rest is beneficial for your players, or do you think rust is going to play a factor tonight?
No, I think the guys got a chance to catch their breath after playing a bunch of doubleheaders and cramming in the rest of our games towards the end of the schedule. So we were able to get a great workout in here yesterday. Beautiful day in Newport, and we had good energy to us, which I think will hopefully bode well in the playoffs.
And it is the playoffs now, and of course every decision, it could come down to the wire. Stakes are heightened just a little bit. How do you expect your in-game decision-making to change here in the postseason as opposed to the regular season?
Yeah, in the regular season you're looking at a lot of games. Like I said, you get some stretches where you're playing 12 games in 10, 11 days. So sometimes you have to factor in who do we have tomorrow and the next day if we use too many guys tonight. Where in the playoffs, everyone's on board. The focus is a little bit more of where our feet are and trying to win each game. So put our team in the best position to win. That's our goal, and so that maybe there's some decisions made a little bit sooner or a little bit later, depending on what the game dictates. But you're not so much worried about next week or later this week. You're just worried about today and what can help us win.
And you guys got one of the best pitchers in the NECBL on the mound tonight, starting game 1, and Santosh got him. What are you expecting to see from him tonight in his first start?
Yeah, just a steady hand like he's been all summer. Strike thrower, has multiple pitches for strikes. Him and Jacob Burley have worked together really well. Obviously, they know each other from school, so excited to get a veteran guy out there that's been good for us all summer. And if he throws the way he can, we'll be in a position to win.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. My name is Louis DePietro, and I am here today with Matthew Shark starting at designated hitter tonight. And Matt, going into the first game of the playoffs, kind of what's the mindset feeling for you guys?
We're just looking to have fun. We play the Waves first round. We play them all year, and, hoping to get the business done.
Absolutely, and you just touched on it. Playing a team that you've seen this many times, how does that kind of change an approach to a 3-game series?
We've seen a lot of their arms, so we know what they got, but we just got to go in there with our plans at the plate and hit balls hard, really.
Absolutely. You guys were able to do that on Friday night. And actually, one more question I wanted to ask is, so being a designated hitter versus being over there at first base, you've gone back and forth a lot this season. Is there any different to approach to the game when you're at a different position?
Yeah, when you're at first, you're in every play. When you're a DH, you have times where you can, lock out or doze off from the game, But what I try to stay locked in all the time, watching our pitcher, and seeing what the other pitcher, like any tendencies he's doing, so I can be ready to hit.
All right, absolutely. Well, good luck tonight, Matt. I appreciate the time. And stay tuned because we'll be back for more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. Quinton Pelzel alongside Jake Burley, starting catcher for the Newport Gulls tonight. And Jake, first playoff game of the season here. How excited are you to play in this game tonight?
I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. We're playing the Waves, our rival at Cardines Field. And the energy in the playoffs, it's just different. Each pitch, each out, each inning matters more. And just to know how much it means to this city, to this organization, to go and win a championship, I think it's real special, and this group of guys is real special, and we're ready to go.
And on the mound tonight is a guy who you're familiar with. Obviously, you've caught him this year with the Gulls a couple of times, but back at school for Brown, you caught him a lot. So you guys have some chemistry. How cool is that to be able to catch a playoff game and call a playoff game with him?
I've caught every single one of his collegiate starts at Brown for the past 2 years, and it's been great to have him on the team this summer. To get to play a few more games with him, and just to get there, to go out there tonight with my guy. I couldn't be more excited. It's going to be an awesome time.
And you mentioned playing against the Waves. 8th time this year that you guys are playing the Waves. You guys have won 5 of the 7 during the regular season. But what are you expecting to see from the Waves now here in the playoff game? Obviously, the stakes are heightened just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's a rivalry. And we've played them 7 times. A lot of these guys were on the team last year. So I'm going on game, 14 or 15 against the Waves, played against these guys a lot. They're a scrappy ball club. They got a lot of energy. They're gritty. So it should be fun. It's going to be a fight. For the next 2-3 days, it's going to be a fight. So it should be fun.
And Jake, you guys do have home field advantage, not only in this series, but throughout the playoffs. How much do you think that is an advantage for you guys playing in front of the home crowd here at Cardines?
For one, playing in front of the home crowd, that's a huge advantage. The crowd gives us energy. We feed off that. We love playing here. It's a special ballpark. And a big thing, down the road, obviously, Old Mountain Field's only about 30 minutes away. But still, we don't like to go to that place.
Right.
That's not a fun place for us to play at. But it helps a lot, especially in the later series, not having to travel as much. Nobody wants to get off the bus and in 5 minutes you're hitting BP. That's no fun. So getting the home field advantage is huge for us.
Well, Jake, thank you so much. Good luck tonight and good luck throughout the playoffs. That's Jake Burley, starting catcher for the Newport Gulls. We'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. My name is Louis DePietro, and I am joined here by Luke Beckstein. Luke, one of the veterans on this Newport Gulls team. What does this mean for you heading into your second NECBL playoffs here this year?
Really excited to come out here and play. Last year I didn't get to play in the game, so today I'm in the lineup, looking to make the most out of it. Just excited to play today.
Absolutely, and speaking of making the most in the lineup, only 6 at-bats over the last 4 games, but you have tallied 8 walks. Anything different to your approach recently?
Just trying to get good pitches to hit, not trying to do anything outside of what I can do best. Just controlling the zone, looking for something good to hit. Simple as that.
Absolutely, and it seemed like you didn't get too much good to hit last Friday against Ocean State. 3 walks, but facing Ocean State again today. Facing a team like that, how does that feel? Playing a team you're pretty familiar with in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're a good ball club. A lot of good players out there. We've had some success against them this year, and I think we're just looking to just build on that success and just take the energy that we've had from the past week or so leading into the playoffs and just keep it rolling.
Absolutely, and rolling as they have all year. 31 wins for the Newport Gulls. This has been Luke Beckstein, Lou DePietro, and stay tuned for more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Live from Cardines Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, it is playoff NECBL baseball on ESPN Plus. Tonight we have the number 1 seeded Newport Gulls coming into this game with a record of 31-11-1, and the number 8 seed Ocean State Waves. And they just snuck into the playoffs, but it should be a good one tonight as Gulls will be taking on the Waves. As you see the pregame ceremonies going on, that is the general manager of the Newport Gulls in Chuck Pava. He's congratulating his team and getting his team set to go tonight. I'm Quentin Pelzel alongside Louis DiPietro and the voice of the Ocean State Waves and Nathan Robillard as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. And I mentioned in the pregame that the Waves just barely snuck into the playoffs. When we left here Friday night, the Gulls had just won. The Waves' playoff aspirations seemed pretty done. I mean, they had to go into Martha's Vineyard on Saturday to win 2 games, and they did just that. They were down to their final strike, and somehow, some way, they were able to come out with not only that win, but a win game 2 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. They needed to win both. There was nothing less there. And in game 1, they found themselves down 6-5 on 2 outs and 2 strikes. Looks like, for all likelihood, that their season was over. They were able to rally back, load the bases, and eventually bring home 2 runs for the walk-off win. But as you mentioned, that wasn't enough. They still had to win game 2. They came out, hit a home run on the very first pitch, got out to a 6-2 lead. It was eventually tied, but it was enough. They were able to win both and clinch the playoffs. By the way, in the pouring rain at about 10 at night at the Vineyard. Absolute scenes. It came down to the last day. Last year, they just missed out here at Cardines. This year, the same situation. They're on the better end of it, and as a result, it sets up a great battle here just about 3 days after the Gulls came out on top of the Waves on Sunday.
Yeah, and for Louis on the other side, you have the Gulls. They haven't played since Friday when they did beat these Ocean State Waves. I'm interested to see what you think about how the players are going to take the rest. Do you think that the rest benefited them, or do you think that there could be some rust going into tonight's game?
I think especially in this league, when you talk about how many games we do actually play in just a 2-month span, I think these players are used to just having only 1 or 2 days off, but especially looking ahead to how short the playoff schedule window actually is. By this time next week, we'll already be in the NECBL championship. We might, by next Monday, already have an NECBL champion. So when you look at that, you know, at worst, you got 3 games in a row, and then you come right back here Thursday for round 2. You got to think that 2 days rest absolutely helps them going into this first round of the playoffs.
And Nathan, this is the 8th time that these 2 teams have been playing against each other, the Pell Bridge series, so that adds another layer. Not only is it the playoffs, but it's another rivalry game, and these 2 teams know each other very well. The Gulls have won 5 of the first 7 matchups, but it's the playoffs. Who knows? It's baseball, and you just got to throw that record out the window.
No, yeah, absolutely. And we were talking Friday saying, you know, if the Waves sneak into the playoff picture, they might very well be here. And here they are. As you said, the Gulls have had the better of the Waves, but it's a clean slate here in the playoffs, looking to win in a place they haven't won all year.
And we're going to step aside momentarily for the national anthem. We'll come back for first pitch at Cardines Field right after this.
Now I'd like to welcome to the mound and pleased to introduce and honored to have here at Cardines Field, leader of the James Montgomery Band, James Montgomery, to sing tonight's national anthem. This is a warm-up for him as he heads to Fenway Park to perform the national anthem next.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was James Montgomery, an American blues musician, singing the national anthem. Great job there by James Montgomery. I think I heard the director of baseball ops, Mike Falcone, say that he's on his way to Fenway Park to perform the national anthem also tonight, or maybe even tomorrow. Not sure if he's going to make it up in time, but obviously a very noted American blues musician. We are just about ready to go here from Cardines Field. A beautiful night. You honestly could not ask for a better night here on this Monday evening, July 31st. It's going to be a really good one. Obviously, we just concluded saying that these two teams know each other a lot. And on the mound, Louis, for the Gulls tonight is going to be the right-hander from Brown University. He's been one of the best pitchers all season long at Santosh Gautam.
Absolutely. Santosh Gautam actually came into the year for the Gulls as a relief pitcher through the first couple weeks of the season, but came in, started to pitch so well that head coach, manager Frank Holbrook had to put him up there and start him. And as you can see, a 4-0 record with a 2.36 ERA. That's the reason Santosh was actually the starter for the NECBL East team at the All-Star game this past couple weeks ago. And yeah, Santosh really just comes out of the gate very calm, cool, and collected, very poised. In his last outing, it was 3 innings against Martha's Vineyard. Newport did get the win, but Santosh did not. Looking to try and bounce back from All-Star. Only did pitch 1 inning, but that would be the only technical loss. But other than 1 inning over there in Lynn, Santosh has had a spectacular season so far. Looking to keep it up as the Gulls have the #1 pitching in the NECBL this past season.
Yes, they do. First in the NECBL in pitching and strikeouts. And one thing that is going the Waves' way, though, is that Gautam, his last start, as you mentioned, Louis, he kind of got roughed up. 3 innings, 5 runs given up, 7 hits. And then the start before that against Valley, he gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. So that is 8 runs in the last 9 innings that he gave up. And if you just go back to his previous 7 starts, he only gave up 2 earned runs in those 7 starts. So the past couple games, he has not been Santosh Gautam-like. He'll be looking to get back on track tonight against the Waves. And on the other side, for the Waves is going to be Blake Helmstetter, Nathan.
Yeah, Blake Helmstetter on the season, 1-1 record. ERA just in the high 4s up lower 5s, 4.37 right now. 9 games, 7 of them have been starts on the year. He has seen Newport quite a lot this year. He played in back-to-back performances against the Gulls in a 14-4 win and then a 3-0 loss at Cardines. Went 5 innings in a start. Both games allowed a total of 6 runs and 6 hits. In his last appearance out at North Shore, it was a 6-5 win that ended up being an instrumental win in terms of the playoff picture. Went 4 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, so not coming off the greatest of performances, but had a good enough start to give them that win here, and he'll look to do the same against the Gulls.
Players are taking the field in front of a packed house here at Cardines. This is probably the biggest crowd that we have seen this year. Louis was saying before the game, it was about 45 minutes before, and we had just a tremendous crowd. And that's one of the draws here at Cardines. They always draw, but tonight it just feels a little bit different. It's a playoff atmosphere, and the players are amped. Got a chance to talk with Jacob Burley before the game, and he said that absolutely home field advantage throughout the playoffs is huge because these fans are very loyal, and they show up, rain or shine. The Newport Gulls led the league in average attendance this year, and you can just see why Santosh Gautam is throwing his warm-up pitches. And Nathan, just about ready for the starting lineups here for the Ocean State Waves. Let's read them off.
Yeah, for the Waves, they're back to a team that is offensively was so good against Vineyard. David Mershon, the leadoff man at shortstop, had his 2nd home run of the year in Game 2. Alex Ramirez homered as well. He's at 2nd today. Batting 3rd, the center fielder Kyrie Miller, followed by the left fielder Drew Holderback. Christian Ficca, he had the base hit that started that rally on 2 outs in Game 1 versus Vineyard. He's at 1st today. Parker Rowland, the catcher, batting 6th. Davis Gillespie will be designated hitting today in the 7th spot. Lewis Barnum and right field, he'll be batting 8th. And finally is the man that had the season-saving RBI for the walk-off win, the 3rd baseman, Greg Pate.
And one of the important notes, too, about this lineup is that there's no Brody Heaton. He's been one of the best hitters, power hitter in that lineup for the Waves, and it was interesting to see that he wasn't in the lineup. Maybe we'll see him later on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the one kind of omission from the lineup that surprised both of us. But other than that, it's an Ocean State lineup that is full strength. Again, we see guys like Mershon, Ramirez, Miller leading off. They've been so strong in the top 3 spots in these last few games, especially Ramirez, who hasn't really featured in that spot throughout the entirety of the season. But as of late, his bat has been hot. He'll bat second today, but stepping up first is David Mershon, who, as we said, 2 home runs on the year. They both came in the latter stages of the season. The last one came on the very first pitch of the second game of that doubleheader versus Vineyard, and what led them to a win that eventually is the reason they were here.
Defensively for the Gulls, Slade Alford at third base, Colby Branch at short, Luke Beckstein at second, Mike Anderson at first, left to right in the outfield, Billy Butler, Nico Brini, and Tyler Hare. Behind the plate is Jacob Burley, and on the mound is Santosh Gautam. And the first pitch from Gautam in the 2023 NECBL playoffs is lifted in the left field. That'll be a base hit for David Mershon. And just like that, we are underway here at Cardines.
I said it to you, Quentin, earlier. If the Waves want to win this game today, they have to come out early. That has been how they have been so successful all year. Both games versus the Vineyard, the majority of their action came in the first 3 innings. It was the same story in their 2 wins versus Newport, and now a base hit leads them off today at Cardines.
And you got to keep a close eye on Mershon at first. He's got 16 stolen bases, which, believe it or not, isn't first on the team in stolen bases. Actually, that belongs to Matthew Gravlin, who's not here with the team. But David Mershon certainly a stolen base threat as Alex Ramirez shows bunt and takes a strike, 0-1. Got him, comes set, and he'll take a look at Mershon, and it gets away from Anderson. It goes right to the fence in foul territory. Mershon will get second base, and that is it. I believe the ball went out of play, so Mershon gets second, and there's nobody out. So really good start here for the Waves.
Yeah, already a runner in scoring position, and you've not even made your way through the second plate appearance yet. The Waves, just a great offensive start, and now Ramirez needs to take advantage here. That is, as we said, a key to this game for Ocean State.
Ramirez was squaring early in the at-bat on that first pitch. We'll see if he does here. Alford is in on the grass. Ramirez looks like he's swinging away as that one rides high, 1-1. Got him. We mentioned one of the best pitchers in the NECBL this year, 39 strikeouts in 38 innings. He only has 11 walks, so he is an extreme control pitcher. Also strikes out more than a batter an inning. Pitch to Ramirez is inside, 2-1. Behind the plate is Keith Peterson. And then around the base paths is Marvick Gomez and Mike Rabideau. Rabideau at third, Gomez at first. 2-1 count. And Ramirez takes a ball high and outside. 3-1. On deck is Kyrie Miller. Ramirez on the season batting .194. 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. Had an on-base percentage, despite the low average, of .360. Pitch is going to be on the outside corner for a strike, 3-2. Drew 18 walks.
He's really got him work here early on. So even if he gets nothing out of this at-bat, he's still advanced the runner to second.
3-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. First strikeout for Got him, and a huge first out here in the first.
And Quinton, we touched on it earlier with this crowd section we got. I don't know if I've ever heard the Gulls fans this loud in the very first inning. Great to see, great to hear, and you know that confidence it's got to help a little bit for that confidence of Santosh Gautam.
Yeah, well over 2,000 fans in attendance tonight, and it definitely helps too that the Waves are only 30 minutes away, so their fans definitely traveled for tonight's game, as well as just the normal Cardines Field crowd that are cheering on the Gulls. So it's always a really good atmosphere, and it only just gets amped up because it is the playoffs. First round of the playoffs, best of 3 series. Game 2 is tomorrow night, and then Game 3 will be back here on Wednesday if necessary. That one is low and outside, 1-1 to Kyrie Miller.
We talked about that home field advantage as well. Both of the wins for the Waves have come at Olds Mountain, and that's going to be a key for them. But first, you've got to worry about a game at Cardines here where they've really been pitched out the door all 3 times they've come.
Pitch is going to be in there for a strike, and the count is 1-2. The Waves have yet to win a game here at Cardines. Both of their wins in the series were at Old Mountain Field, which is their home. Waves looking to get on the board first. 1-2 to Miller. Outside, 2-2. As Burley tried to frame it. Santosh got him, and Jacob Burley have a very good chemistry. Not only has Burley caught most of Gotham's starts this year for the Gulls, but they're both battery mates at Brown University, where they played this past year. Burley caught all of Gotham's starts, as that one is just outside, and it's 3-2.
The Newport faithful are not liking those. Very close pitches, but just outside of the strike zone. Santosh with another full count right here.
Yeah, a couple really close pitches there. As Miller looking to work the walk. Batting .246 on the season. Mershon starts and stops, and Miller takes ball 4 outside. Burley will call time as Peterson grants it, and he'll head to the mound to talk to his young right-hander. Mershon led off the game with a first pitch single out in the left center field, advanced to second on an error thrown by Gotham, and now Miller walks. So runners at second and first, only 1 out. Here's Drew Holderback. And Holderback batting, or finished the season with a .300 average, 3 home runs and 19 runs batted in.
And on the mound for Gotham, he's thrown 13 pitches already through 3 batters, 2 straight full counts, a base hit and a walk. So he's had to work early on, which will end up benefiting Ocean State.
Pitch is low and outside, 1-0. The Gulls, this is the first time playing in the last 3 days. So their pitching staff very well rested. And of course, they're prepared to go the length to try and win this game, just like the Waves are. Here's the pitch. It's going to be on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 91 on the fastball from Gotham. That's about where he's going to top out at. Sometimes he'll get to 92, but most of the time it'll be around 90 miles an hour. Loves to use his slider as well. 1-1. There's a breaking ball. Might have been that backdoor slider. It's inside, 2-1.
If you're Ocean State, not too many players you would rather have up here than Drew Holderback. Like you talked about, Quinn, 19 RBIs in the season. That's good for second on the Ocean State Waves.
Pitch is going to be low outside. Burley comes up looking to throw, but no advancement from the runners. Got good speed on the base paths. Mershon with a lot of stolen bases. Miller as well at first. The Waves do like to run. Holderback with 4 hits and 15 at-bats against the Gulls this season. Has a home run and 4 RBIs. It's 3-2.
Yeah, last time they won against the Gulls, a 6-1 win at Old Mountain Field. He led things off with a double and then came home to score that first run. He's aboard now early on as well.
3-2 pitch, and that one is chopped. Right back to the mound. Gotham's got it, throws to first, and he gets Holderback. The runners advance. Now it's second and third, 2 outs. And now it is Christian Ficca.
They got him there. Smart playing. He picked up the ball, didn't rush to try to force a double play, knew he had time, looked for the best option, and ultimately played it safe, knew that they'd be in an advantageous position at 2 outs. It puts runners on second and third, but Newport now a little bit more comfortable.
Infield is back, and the first pitch to Ficca is going to sit high, 1-0.
And a very athletic and needed play by Gotham right there, coming right to left, finishing his throw, able to move back over to his right to get that out. And even those runners advance, now you just got to get one more guy out to send him to the bottom of the first.
1-0 is going to be low and inside, 2-0. Ficca was the batter that extended things in the Game 1 victory for the Waves, down to his final strike. Nobody on, down by a run, 2 outs, and he was able to get on base. Later came around to score the tying run, and then the Waves walked it off. And that is why they are here, as that one is scolded on one hop right to Beckstein. He makes the play, And the Waves strand 2 in the top of the first inning. Santosh got him a scoreless first. Well, to the bottom of the first, Gulls coming to bat on ESPN+.
Started with the postseason tonight. When you came
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders.
I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
First thing Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
And welcome back to Cardines Field as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Santosh got him, stranded 2 base runners at second and third to end the top of the first. And now the Gulls will come to bat for the first time on ESPN Plus in Game 1 of the NECBL playoffs between these two teams, a best-of-3 series. Gulls will start with Luke Beckstein, followed by Michael Anderson in the 2-hole. Batting third is Tyler Hare. In that 4 spot will be Slade Alford. Batting fifth is Matt Shark. He's in DH. And Nico Brini batting 6th. Billy Butler batting 7th. Colby Branch in the 8th spot. And rounding out the Newport Gulls lineup will be Jacob Burley, the catcher. And Nathan on the mound for the Waves is the left-hander, Blake Helmstetter.
Yeah, Helmstetter did give up 3 runs and 4 hits in his last appearance at North Shore. Had a season-high 7 strikeouts. He led the team to that win with the start. 1-1 record for him, 4.37 ERA. He'll be joined by an outfield that looks like Drew Holderback, Kyrie Miller, and Lewis Barnum from left to right. And in the infield, Pate, Mershon, Ramirez, and Ficca. He has a good defense behind him and will look to get his 2nd win today.
First batter is Luke Beckstein, and he takes a ball inside 1-0. That one rides high, 2-0. This is the 3rd time that Helmstetter is facing the Newport Gulls this year. He got 2 previous starts. He is 1-1 in those starts. Started in a win back at Ocean State on July 1st. They won that game 14-4, and then got a start against Newport in Ocean State again, and they lost that game 3-0. That one is in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Luke Beckstein, who over his last 5 plate appearances has reached base 4 times, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch. Also a sacrifice fly. So over his last 5 plate appearances, he does not have an official at-bat. It's 3-2. And Beckstein takes high, ball 4. And that is now 6 straight plate appearances that he has not registered an official at-bat. He walks yet again.
And that's just something we're used to seeing out of Luke Beckstein. Got the chance to talk to him before the game if there was any different approach, considering the fact that over his last 4 games he has 8 walks. And he said really just eliminating swinging at bad pitches. He's willing to keep the bat on his shoulder if it means he can get on base, and we saw his OBP skyrocket at the end of the year, which really proves that.
Coming into this game, Beckstein had a .445 on-base percentage, walking 23 times. He's only struck out 17, so now he has walked 24, which is just an incredible walk-to-strikeout ratio. Mike Anderson now the hitter, and the pitch is going to be low, 1-1. Anderson from the University of Rhode Island has been anchored in that 2 spot in the Gulls lineup for the better part of a couple weeks now. He's got his average up to 244, 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Pickoff play to first. Beckstein is back. Beckstein has 8 stolen bases on the season, leads the Gulls, who do not run a lot. Only 43 on the entire season. The pitch high and outside, 2-1 towards the bottom of the league.
And Anderson trying to replicate what he did this past Friday, going 3 for 5 in that game against Ocean State with an RBI. Seeing if Newport can try and get this offense jump-started quickly here in the first.
Pitch is going to be left high. 3-1. Good hitters count here for Michael Anderson with Tyler Hare waiting in the on-deck circle. Anderson, a rising sophomore, had a fantastic season as a true freshman at URI. 3-1 pitch. That is fouled back. 3-2. Stands at 6'3", 230. Has seen time on the mound and, of course, at the plate. Two-way player who's been extremely valuable for the Gulls this year. He's hit in 3 of his last 4 games. Louis, as you said, he went 3 for 5 against Ocean State on Friday, and then the game before that, he went 1 for 3. Another pickoff play to first, and Beckstein is back in standing.
And one thing this Gulls team said during pregame was they want to be able to keep up the energy they've had towards the end of this year. You can hear all the guys in the dugout.
That one is sprayed the other way, foul off to the right side. 3-2 still.
But all these guys in the dugout, they're all yelling out back. You hear all of them into this game. It does not matter pitcher, player, or position player. Starting in the game, if you're not going to be playing until tomorrow, Wednesday, they're all really into this game and seem excited for this game here at Cardinals Field tonight.
Yeah, just a different type of feel for this playoff game. And that one freezes Anderson, 1 down. Great pitch from Blake Helmstetter on the breaking ball.
Yeah, as we said, coming off a season-high 7 strikeouts in his last appearance. Recovers well from the walk there on the second straight full count. Catches Anderson looking, who, as we said, was a great batter over at URI and has really found that form late in the summer. He goes down, and the first out is gone with the big hitter Tyler Hare stepping up.
And the first pitch to him is going to be outside, 1-0.
As you can see on the screen right here, Tyler Hare finished the NECBL season with the most home runs, really came out in July and was able to put himself over the top, blasting a handful of home runs in the waning weeks of the season, including last week to get him to that 10 home run mark.
Yeah, he had a stretch in the 3rd week of July where he had 4 home runs in 3 games. And that one, swing and a miss. 2-1 now on Tyler Hare, who is batting .276 on the season. He's playing in his 37th game. Two-one. Fouled into and out of the glove of the catcher Roland, 2-2.
And Hare, evidently the home run leader on the team, but also the RBI leader with 29 on the season coming into this game.
Been terrific at driving in runs. And there goes Beckstein. 2-2 is swung on and missed. No throw by Roland, so Beckstein will pick up the stolen base. Strikeout number 2 for Helmstetter, and there's 2 down.
Really, really good start here for Helmstetter. You wondered if it was going to be a similar story, Quentin, to the last time these two teams played, where pitching really wasn't the highlight of the first couple of innings, but he struck out 2 straight now, and the Gulls in the bottom of the first are down to their last out.
So Helmstetter, just like Gotham, looking to strand a runner in scoring position in the first inning. Slade Alford the batter, and he swings and fouls one off, 0-1, right back to the screen. 86 on the fastball from Helmstetter. As you can see, not overpowering. Looking to keep these Gulls hitters off balance with a mix of fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Alford a .272 hitter. That one goes all the way to the backstop. To third will go Luke Beckstein. First run of the game, 90 feet away.
Yeah, that one's slipping out of the glove of Roland, and that's the last thing you want to do here early on when you have a runner on second. Beckstein is 10 out of 10 times going to take advantage of that, gets around to third. And now with 2 outs, the Waves will look to leave a runner stranded of their own.
Pitch to Alford is ripped in the air to deep center field. Back goes Miller, still going back, leaps, and he makes the catch right before the fence. Nice catch by Kyrie Miller, and the Gulls are scoreless here in the bottom of the first. As we take a look at the replay, that was just smoked off the bat of Slade Alford, and Miller timed it perfectly, made the catch, and we'll go to the second with no score on ESPN+.
As our first inning salute.
Back here in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. No score as we head to the top of the second. And that one is fouled off by Parker Rowland, 0-1. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Nathan Robillard with you. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. First game of the playoffs. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast here on ESPN+. Santosh got him with the 0-1. That's going to be outside 1-1 to Rowland. Waves went scoreless in the top of the first. David Mershon led off the game with a single. And the Waves actually got two runners into scoring position. And that one is ripped into right field. On the run is Hare, dives, and he makes the catch. Falling hard to the turf, but he held on, and there's one down. We've seen a couple great defensive plays in this game, one by Kyrie Miller and the latest one from Tyler Hare.
Yeah, I was just going to say, first it's Kyrie Miller in center field to end the inning with a runner 90 feet away, jumping behind him and making the grab. And Tyler Hare says, I'll one-up that, dives to make the catch. Rowland looked like he had it, and now it's one out down here at the top of the second.
And that one is a swing and a miss, 0-2 to Gillespie.
And that's some playoff baseball right there if I've ever seen it. I had to stand up a little bit to try and get a good view, and I guess I was just giving my jaw a little bit more room to fall to the floor.
And Davis Gillespie goes around, strike three, second strikeout of the game for Gotham, and quickly there's two down.
And this is the Newport Gulls pitching staff that we've come to know all season. Working very quickly, one of the best on the mound in the entire league. He is quickly retired to here. A great start to the second inning. And now looking to change that in the 8th spot is the right fielder, Lewis Barnum.
Barnum from Bryant University. First pitch to him is going to be taken inside 1-0. He is 0 for his last 16 at the plate. Batting 197. That one fouled back, 1-1. 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in.
Yeah, his last hits of the season came all the way back on July 11th. It was that monster 19-6 win over North Shore at Old Mountain Field. Went 3 for 5, and since then has been quiet at the plate.
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. And it looks like Gotham has regained form here, as he's looking for a quick inning here in the top of the second. Fans trying to get Gotham through it, and Barnum just gets a piece. Fouled it back.
Yeah, staying alive well there. Just caught the tip of that one. Looked like it came off the top, and he'll go at least for another.
Barnum from San Diego, California. will take a ball low and outside. 2-2. 8th game between these two teams this year. In-state rivalry. First round of the playoffs. Gulls the number 1 seed. They clinched that number 1 seed on Wednesday of last week. So they've known for quite some time that they were going to be hosting this game. They just didn't know who it was going to be against as Barnum lifts one to shallow center. Out goes Beckstein, makes the catch in shallow center field, and that'll do it for the Waves here in the top of the second. They go 1-2-3. That is now 5 straight retired by Santosh Gautam. Middle of the second at Cardines Field. No score on ESPN+.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community, meeting the folks at the nonprofit that we partner with, and really seeing the impact that we make. I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
Welcome back to Cardines Field. Bottom of the second, Quinton Pelza, Louis DiPietro, and Nathan Robillard with you on ESPN+. As you take a look at the full crowd here at Cardines, first pitch already tossed by Helmstetter was high 1-0 to Matt Shark, the DH tonight for the Gulls. Batting in the 5 spot, and he takes a ball outside 2-0.
And Shark would love to be able to replicate what he did on July 14th against Ocean State, blasting 2 home runs for 4 RBIs in that game.
5 home runs on the season. Was an all-star this year as that one lifted high in the air to deep right field. Barnum turned around, still looking up, and that ball is going to sail on out of here. A home run for Matthew Shark, and the Gulls are up on the board 1-0.
And you know, Quinton, I feel like I've reverse jinxed us enough time. It's great to see him hit a home run right after we talk about it right there. And Matthew Shark just has the number of this Ocean State Waves team.
Yeah, you talked about it. His 4th home run on the year against the Waves. All 4 of them have come here at Cardines, and it is the Gulls who strike first in this 3-game series. Thought initially off the bat that Barnum was going to have a beat on it, but he just kept going back and got twirled around a couple times. And before you know it, that was out of here. So Gulls on the board first, 1-0. Here's Nico Brini, takes a ball high 1-0. Shark had 5 home runs in the regular season. This, of course, is first in the postseason. And that one is popped to the left side of the infield. Pate in foul territory makes the catch, 1 down. Crowd is still buzzing here at Cardines after that home run, the opposite field home run from Matt Shark. Now the batter is Billy Butler.
Billy Butler possesses that same power as Matthew Shark, who's actually the Newport Gulls representative in the home run derby at the All-Star game over in Lynn.
Butler will be attending the University of Southern Mississippi in the fall. He's got 2 home runs on the season. Pitch is a swing and a miss. Counts 0-2. Butler has not homered We got to go back to the month of June against Vermont. Here at Cardines, it was a 3-run home run, a pinch hit 3-run home run that ended up being the difference in the game. Gulls ended up winning that one 5-2, and that one's outside 1-2.
And Billy, coming into this game, he isn't behind the plate today, but his brother Rob is actually just right on the other side in the other dugout on that Ocean State Waves team. You know it's something special for that family.
You have to think you'll see them both in action at least some point in the next few days.
Oh, absolutely.
That one is a swing and a miss, strike 3. He actually, on social media, the Gulls posted some just fun facts about the players, and when it was Billy Butler's turn, he said that his favorite memory of the summer was playing against his little brother and Rob Butler. So you can see how much they love the moments. Hopefully we'll see them playing together tomorrow. If not tonight, if Rob Butler doesn't get in. Here's Colby Branch, and he takes a ball for a strike, 0-1.
Looking at Helmstedter's first couple innings, 3 strikeouts. Not a bad start, and the home run, the only hit allowed so far for the Gulls. And unfortunately for Helmstetter, it was enough to do the damage.
Branch did not go around. It's 1-1. Cardines Field has a 30-foot high fence. So just hearing that, it's pretty intimidating, but when you look at the dimensions, it's really not too far, as that one is grounded to the third baseman, Pate, and the throw is wide. It pulls Ficca off the base. Safe at first is Colby Branch. And they're going to give Branch a hit on that. Infield single, and here comes Jacob Burley.
Yeah, and I'm not too surprised by the call to give them a hit there, only because Ficca was in a position to make the catch. It just pulled him so far off the base that Branch had the run beat all day, and he gets a single.
Branch swings to the first pitch and fouls it off. The catcher, Roland. Home plate umpire Keith Peterson had to hold him up, as that one ricocheted off his face mask.
And Colby Branch on that hit, a hard hit ground ball, a great play by Pate over there at third base to be able to corral that. But yeah, like we said, just would have been a bang-bang play anyway. Just giving him the hit. A great hustle by Branch to be able to beat that throw.
0-1 pitch. Fouled back, and the count is now 0-2. Burley attended Brown University. This fall will be going to Wake Forest. One of the best baseball schools in the country. 0-2. Is going to be inside 1-2. Helmstetter has been pitching very well tonight, and really just that one mistake to Matthew Shark to lead off the second. 1-2 pitch. Up and in, tied him up. And Burley did not go around, 2-2.
And even that one home run given up to Matthew Shark, it was a little weird because I feel like we all thought that was going to be a routine flyout over there to right field, but it was just able to carry a little bit with this new wind.
That one is fouled down the right field line. Still 2-2 to Burley. Batting .203 on the season, no home runs, 7 runs batted in.
The first home run of the season that we saw against the Waves coming the way of Matthew Shark, that went straight down center, was another one that cleared that 30-foot fence, 435 feet into a Newport backyard, and displayed similar power there. You said it, Louis. Barnum just kept backing up until eventually he could only watch it.
Yeah, it just ran out of room. It is 310 out there to right field, but it's a 30-foot fence. So if you can get it in the jet stream, 310 is not too far for these hitters. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Runner will be off from first. And that one is a swing and a miss, strike 3, late on a fastball. 4th strikeout of the game for Helmstetter, as he is through 2, but he gave up a home run to Matt Shark to lead off the second. 1-0 Gulls as we head to the third on ESPN+. Welcome back to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. 1-0 Gulls lead in the first round of the NECBL playoffs. Santosh got him back to the mound as you take a look at the bullpens from both teams. They're located both on the left field foul line as the first pitch to Greg Pate is swung on and missed, strike one. 1-0 Gulls, Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and we're pleased to be joined in the booth by the NECBL Commissioner, Sean McGrath. Sean, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's always great to visit Cardines, and tonight for Game 1 against the Rhode Island rivalry across the Pell Bridge. This place is rocking tonight.
Yeah, and how great is that, having the first round of the playoffs be the Pell Bridge Series? That really could not have worked out better for the NECBL.
No, these two teams, I'm sure, are quite happy with the limited travel the next 2 days as well, and the fans certainly have come out tonight, and I'm quite sure there's a ton of Waves fans here as well.
That one grounded to Beckstein at second. He converts the play, one down. Greg Pate retired for the first out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, and just going back to the sort of Pell Bridge Series, there's a different pull, there's a different atmosphere whenever these two teams meet, especially at Cardines. But it's been a historic year broadcast-wise for the NECBL, and to see this game, sort of broadcasted on the national stage for the second time this year, what does it mean for you and the growth of the league?
No, it's been a pleasure to be on ESPN Plus this year and showcasing our product to fans across the country who may not be familiar with the New England League and the scenic communities that we have and the teams and the quality of baseball that we have. Again, you're watching the best and the brightest. As evidence from our All-Star game just the other day that you had the privilege of calling as well. And, 50 plus, I think we're up to 55 draft picks or free agent signings this year. So it's a high-level quality baseball, and our fans are accustomed, these fans are accustomed to watching ESPN Plus, following their college seasons throughout the year. So for them to be able to switch over to and follow them throughout the summer and see new faces, new communities, new fields, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, it really is. Nice added exposure for everyone involved as that one is in there. Strike three call. David Mershon down looking, and there's two down.
Mershon, who got off to a really quick start, had that single, made his way around to third in the first inning. That's where he was left stranded, and he's been dangerous the last few games. He is sent down too quickly down for Gotham, and that's his sixth straight retired, Quentin.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why this guy started the All-Star game. He's just such a pleasure to watch, works fast, just gets the ball, bulldog mentality, and he's really anchored this rotation for the Gulls all season long. He's gotten the fans here just really amped up, and the atmosphere here at Cardines. Sean, just from being here in years past that Cardines is always just a hot spot for all these fans. Gulls towards the top in the NECBL in attendance basically every single year. That one topped up the first base line foul. It's 2-1, but feels like there's just a different energy tonight for the playoffs. Do you feel that as well?
Absolutely. I've been here for, as a general manager, as a coach, and as a commissioner for the last 10 years, and there's a different vibe in this stadium tonight. The line, I was afraid I was going to miss first pitch, staying outside with the line wrapped around on the street, holding up traffic even. It's a great night to be at Cardines for the NECBL, for the Waves, for the Gulls, for this community. Again, there's a lot of tourists, but there's also a lot of community members, host families, and volunteers that are here supporting their teams.
Yeah, the fans here very loyal, and you did mention that Newport in the summertime definitely a huge tourist attraction, but there are a lot of regulars here, residents that just cannot go a day during the summer without watching their Gulls play, and really just speaks to how good the media team has been connecting with the community. This Gulls organization has really just been top-notch from the moment that they entered the NECBL, trying to get the community involved, because that is really what props these teams up. It's the foundation of these teams.
Absolutely. They don't survive, or they don't exist without the community, quite frankly. Host families are at the top of that pyramid, volunteers, local community sponsors. These teams can't happen, survive, and thrive without the community support.
And
that goes two ways. While the community adopts and accepts the Waves and the Gulls and the communities, these teams give back to their communities as well, as evidenced through the local camps that they run throughout the summer, where the numbers continue to grow. I've been here at Cardines and seen numerous presentations to families, to charities where the Gulls are giving back, whether it's high school scholarships or supporting local charities themselves.
3-2, and sliding to make the catch is Michael Anderson, and that'll do it for the Waves here in the top of the third. 1-2-3 inning for Santosh. Got him. He has settled in. Sean, why don't you stay for the bottom of the third, and we'll continue our conversation right here on ESPN+.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community, meeting the folks at the nonprofit that we partner with, and really seeing the impact that we make. I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
Back at Cardines, bottom of the third, 1-0 Gulls lead as they come to bat. It'll be the top of the lineup. Beckstein, Anderson, and Hare due up. Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and Sean McGrath, the commissioner of the NECBL, is in the broadcast booth with us.
And we touched so much on sort of the community aspect and the fan aspect that makes this league so special. But on top of that is the level of baseball we see on the field. And that's the reason that this league can put out such a good product. Just in your time in the league over the years, have you seen that grow, and what does it mean?
We've come a long way in the 30 years since 1994 when this league was a 4 or 5 team league all in Connecticut. No ticket sales, not a national reach. And now we're recruiting from every corner of the country, from majority 80, 90% from Division I schools and the Big Five conferences, Power 5 conferences, and the level of play continues to get better and better.
That one could be a double play ball. 5-4-3, and Anderson grounds in to double play, started nicely by Pate.
We are having a defensive web gem series so far.
We are.
Game so far.
A couple really good plays.
No, and it's evidenced by the scouts in Major League Baseball and our impact in professional ranks. I mean, with over 200 alumni coming through. Jeremy Pena last year with the Astros. I mean, while he was going to have a great career, he helped make his name and solidify his draft status in the NECBL, and many players come through here, and that's why we have 30-plus scouts sitting in the stands at the All-Star game just this past weekend at Frazier Field.
Really just incredible, the growth for the NECBL. And how about this season? I mean, this season was probably one of the most bizarre seasons that you've been a part of. I mean, how many ties were there? We saw ties and suspensions for basically everything. Rain, fog, lights didn't work. I know we were a part of that up in Bristol. I mean, how hard was it to try to navigate through all the obstacles this season?
It was a challenging summer. That scenario that you just highlighted happened in one night. A game was fogged out, a game was canceled, a game had a light issue, and then we also completed a game. So we had every scenario happen in one night, and it's been like that all summer. Not for the postseason, though.
Well, Sean, you picked one inning that has been, I think it felt like probably 30 seconds. Thank you for joining us in the broadcast booth tonight. Really do appreciate it, and good luck throughout the playoffs.
It's a pleasure.
Really appreciate
Enjoy the postseason.
All right, thank you so much. That's Sean McGrath, Commissioner of the NECBL. We'll be back with more right after this on ESPN+.
Top of the fourth here at Cardines Field, a playoff battle as Kyrie Miller sees his third pitch fly out to right field, and making the catch is Tyler Hare for out number one. Quentin Pelzel and Louis DiPietro alongside Nathan Robillard here, as these two teams have seen each other 7 times this season. This the 8th. The Waves have not won here at Cardines Field yet in 3 trips. They trail by 1. It's been a defensive battle, but 1 home run from Matthew Shark is all that is the difference. Holderback now grounds over to Branch, makes the throw to first. Reaching for it is Anderson, and he'll get down for 2 quick outs. Santosh got him on the mound in for his 4th inning. That's straight retired.
I know, you can't even get a breath in before an out is made. This has been a really fast-moving game. We just had the commissioner of the NECBL, Sean McGrath, on, and I swear he was only on for about 30 seconds. That's how quick these innings have gone by. He picked just a terrible inning to come in and talk to us, but really good conversation with him. Very enlightened, and you know, he had a lot of good things to say about the league, the team, the playoffs, navigating through this season. It was pretty cool to hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's been a weird year. It's been a tough year. It's been a rewarding year for everyone involved, and we are here in the postseason. Christian Ficca is down 0-2. He is going to take ball 1 into the dirt. It'll actually clip him in the foot, so he'll be hit, and he'll walk over to first base. It breaks the streak of retired batters for Gotham. The last man to reach base for the Ocean State Waves was Kyrie Miller, who walked all the way back in the first inning, and now Ficca is aboard. The Waves do have a hit on the night. It came all the way, again, at the top of the first, and since then they've been kept quiet.
Yeah, it was actually the first pitch of the game. David Mershon had a single, but since then, Gotham did give up a walk to Miller, and after that, it was 10 straight retired by Santosh Gotham.
Roland, the next man up earlier today, flew out into right field, but thought he had it. It was a diving catch, a really athletic play off the back of the athletic play from Kyrie Miller an inning earlier, so it's really been a game dominated by defense as Roland takes a ball outside.
Absolutely, and the defense, like you said, been phenomenal. While Commissioner McGrath was up here, I got to sit back and just enjoy some baseball. Michael Anderson over there at first with that great play to end the last inning when the Ocean State Waves were up.
Roland swings and a miss for strike 1. It's a 2-1 count against the catcher today. Again, both of these teams, their first game of the playoffs. It is a best-of-3 series. The Waves and the Gulls haven't met here in the postseason since 2015, as Roland fouls one off for a 2-1 count, or 2-1 counts, or yes, it is 2-2. As we said, 2014-2015, these two teams saw each other in the postseason in back-to-back years. The Waves lost the series both times. It is the second appearance in 5 as a runner is going. Christian Ficca gets there, and Beckstein can't collect the throw, so Ficca is in scoring position.
Good jump by Christian Ficca at first base. I think it kind of surprised the Gulls more than anything, and by the time Burley popped up, Ficca was already 3/4 of the way down to second base. Really good jump, too.
I think I agree with you, Quinton. Ficca only 3 stolen bases on the year and caught stealing twice. And it looks like they appealed down for a call right there. Not too sure what that was, but umpire out there in the infield does call him safe.
The throw just bouncing over the glove of Beckstein on second, and couldn't recover it in time for Ficca, who now has a lead off of second. Roland, it is 3-2. He's going to swing and foul one off to stay alive.
I'm pretty sure I just heard that hit a car.
Roland this season for the Waves, batting .206, 13 hits and 9 runs. He's been struck out 24 times and walked 7. He's going to face the full count, but not before time is called. Ficca over on second will return to the base. But as I was saying, the Waves, this is their second playoff appearance in the last 5 seasons, as the 3-2 is swung on and fouled off by Roland. They went back-to-back to the championship in 2017 and 2018. They fell to the Valley Blue Sox both years, so they have yet to go all the way in this series. Newport, no stranger to postseason success, Quentin, as we were talking about at the top of the show.
Yeah, they've had a lot of wins, but they haven't won since 2014, so 9-year drought for them.
Roland is going to ground one straight into Gotham. He won't collect, but coming over to get it is Beckstein, and he throws over to Anderson. And that'll do it for the top of the fourth. So another quick inning comes the way of Newport. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. It is a 1-0 lead for the Gulls on ESPN+.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community, meeting the folks at the nonprofit that we partner with, and really seeing the impact that we make. I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
Bottom of the fourth, a 1-0 lead in the opening game of the 2023 playoffs for the Newport Gulls and the Ocean State Waves, the first of a 3-game series. Nathan Robillard alongside Quentin Pelzel and Louis DiPietro here to bring you the action. A home run from Matthew Shark, the only thing that separates the two sides through 3.5. As Slate Alford is going to be the one to start things off. He nails one right to David Mershon over at shortstop, and that'll quickly be the first out down.
And sometimes baseball is just extremely hard. You have Slate Alford, who has 2 hard hit balls, probably the 2 hardest hit balls that we have seen tonight, but 2 outs to show for it. He got robbed of an extra base hit out in center field by Kyrie Miller in the first inning, and then scorches that one probably over 100 miles an hour exit velo, and that's right at Mershon.
You said it. We can't even get a breath in here before an out is recorded through the intro, and a ball straight lined into short. Again, a very, very hard hit ball, and Mershon with the quick reflexes to record the first out. Now it is Matthew Shark, the man with the blast, that is the only thing that separates these two sides. It was over the right field fence, 310 out there, and over the 30-foot fence as Lewis Barnum could only watch. Back in the last inning, he'll swing and miss on 2 straight balls. It is a 1-2 count for him. Helmstetter still in. This one comes off the bat. It's going to pop foul. But we talked about it, guys. Other than the home run, Helmstetter, and this goes for Gotham as well, 2 very good starts for the pitchers, and we've yet to see a team reach for the bullpen, not surprisingly. And this is kind of the style we've seen when these teams match up here at Cardines. Helmstetter deals one, called strike 3 against Matthew Shark. Can't get a hit this time around, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Gulls.
That's now 6 strikeouts for Helmstetter, coming off of a 7-strikeout game in his last start. And aside from that home run, I mean, he's pitched really well. Santosh Gotham has pitched really well. Really all you can ask for from these 2 starters that these teams can ask.
Brini now will step up. He popped out over to Greg Pate at third in his last at-bat. He's going to duck and get hit by a pitch, it looks like, and he'll reach his way over to first. Tried to duck over the inside ball and just clipped him, so a second hit by pitch here, and comes the way of Brini over at first.
That must have just barely clipped him on the helmet. Might have just grazed him, because it went all the way to the catcher's glove and Roland. So talking about maybe just a sliver of his helmet. If Brini had a size small helmet on, he's probably still in the batter's box.
Yeah, it really didn't look like there was too much contact there, but clearly there was something. So man at first for Helmstetter, who's going to throw one inside. It's ball one against the batter Billy Butler, one of two Butler brothers amongst these two teams. He struck out back in the second inning. He completed 4 years at the University of Rhode Island. He's recently announced a transfer to Southern Mississippi. He swings and misses for the 1-1 count. Again, has Nico Brini on first via the hit-by pitch. Only 2 hits on the night for the Newport Gulls. They both came in the second inning, one of them the home run by Matthew Shark. Helmstetter glances over at first and throws one outside, now behind 2-1. 86 miles an hour. Again, we said it, Quentin. He's not a guy that goes for, the fastest fastball in the world, but what he does works. 7 strikeouts in his last appearance, 6 now, and he's off to a quick start. 2-1 dealt. It's going to be strike 2.
And just the good thing for the Waves is that he throws strikes, keeps these fielders on their toes, and forces the Gulls to put the ball in play and earn it offensively.
2-2, swing and a miss from Butler. Make it strikeout number 7, and that retires the side. So we'll head to the top of the 5th. Another quick inning from the Waves, 1-0. The Gulls lead on ESPN+. Top of the 5th between the Waves and the Gulls here at Cardines Field, the 8th meeting between these two teams. First in the postseason. It is a 1-0 lead for the Newport Gulls. We have a couple of very high-scoring games around the postseason in the first game of a 3-game series. The Sanford Mainers with a 10-0 lead over the Mystic Schooners at the top of the 5th. Danbury over in Vermont with a 3-0 lead over the Vermont Mountaineers. And the only other game going on, the Bristol Blues have a 5-2 lead over the Valley Blue Sox. And over here in Newport, only a 1-0 game between the Gulls and the Waves. Davis Gillespie is the leadoff batter in this inning, designated hitting today in the 7th spot. He's going to take a ball into the dirt for a 2-1 count. But what a start in the playoffs on the first day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that all of these games start at the same time. It kind of reminds you of a watered-down NCAA tournament. Just a little bit with all these games going on at the same time. Of course, only 3 games.
Grounded over to short. Branch, the long throw to Anderson, who stretches to make the catch, and that's out number 1.
Nice play by Branch. Sorry to cut you off, Louis. Just wanted to say that he waited on that ball and took the long hop and then a strong throw to first.
Absolutely. Some of the amazing defense we've seen so far tonight. But one thing I did just want to note, very interesting, and I know I'll probably regret it once it leaves my mouth, but the Gulls are the only home team right now to hold a lead. The Blues, the Mainers, and the Westerners are all the 5, 6, and 7 seeds, Ocean State being the 8th. Very interesting to see if they could all change and turn around home field advantage.
And for both of these teams, still early in this series, but the one you're looking at is that Sanford Mystic game because they're on the same side of the bracket as the Ocean State Waves and the Newport Gulls. So the winner of those two series would face each other as Lewis Barnum is up 2-0 against Scottham in for his 5th inning of work. He's going to swing into center field. Going to get it is Nico Brini. It's going to head into right field for a base hit. It's a double for Barnum, who's going to keep going.
It's going to be a ground rule double. That got stuck in the, I don't know what you call that, ivy out there, I guess. Some bushes out there that stick out in front of the fence. Kind of reminds you of that Wrigley Field ivy. Sometimes it gets stuck out there, and this time the ball gets stuck out there. And I think the Gulls actually benefited from this because, I mean, it looked like Barnum was on his way to third, but now he has to go back to second. A ground rule double for him.
Yeah, that one initially looked like it was going into center field, headed out towards that kind of corner in the right center area, and the overgrowth in the fence just got stuck in that, as you said, Quentin, and the center fielder, just Nico Brini, Tyler Hare over there, just trying to look at it, find where that ball was, as Barnum, a little bit confused, has to go back to second, but a good start for Ocean State. Now for the second time tonight, have a runner in scoring position. It is their first hit since all the way back. The leadoff man at the top of the first, David Mershon, got one. And now to bring him home is Greg Pate, who has 7 RBIs on the year. He had his most important and defining of the season in that walk-off win versus the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Brought home Matthew Gravelin in that walk-off win in which they came back from 1 run down on their final strike. Now has Barnum at second. Got him deals, grounded over to Branch at short. Throws to third for Barnum, and he's safe.
Throw definitely beat him, but Barnum must have dove under the tag of Slade Alford.
And you could see the look on Slade Alford's face in disarray. A very close play right there. And you can see it one more time. Slade thought that they got him. Kobe Branch, a cheeky play over there at short, trying to get the lead runner. But now Frank Holbrook's actually coming out here to take a word with the umpire, just try and figure out what went on right there.
Yeah, the umpire had a really good view of it, and he's probably going to say that to Holbrook. He saw it clear, and normally, I mean, that ball beat him, but looks like Barnum did dive under the tag. And I don't think the third base umpire is going to change his ruling. That is Mike Rabideau over there at third base. So runners at the corners for the Waves. Nice slide from Barnum.
Yeah, again, Colby Branch making the decision to go to third, which, you know, is the smart decision in the eyes of many. They're getting the most dangerous runner out. But Barnum, as we said, throw seemed by all three of us to have beaten him, but he slides under, is safe. Greg Pate gets over to first in the process. So now a very dangerous position for the Waves. They only trail by 1. Check back to first. Pate just barely gets back in time as some of the fans here thought he got him, but still only 1 out, 2 on, and David Mershon, the man responsible for one of only 2 hits on the night for the Ocean State Waves, is the one at the plate. Got him deals to Mershon, who shows bunt. Throw over to second. Pate takes advantage of a nasty bounce. Barnum comes home now, and it's a 1-1 game. Pate is safe at third. The Waves have leveled it up. A couple of throws go wild. And now a runner 90 feet away. Greg Pate has the go-ahead run on third base.
Wow, just a crazy turn of events. Normally with runners at the corners, you don't see that ball going all the way through. And for a reason like that, the ball skips to Branch. He couldn't hold on to it. Runner Barnum easily scored on the play, and then it looked like Pate was going to get caught, but the ball popped out of the glove of Alford. So the Waves really living dangerously, but it's benefiting them here in the 5th.
Yeah, only 1 out on the board, and we talked about it this season for Newport. Defensively, they have been so strong, and the Waves taking advantage of a rare sort of miscue there. First on the throw to second, which took a nasty bounce off the base. You can't necessarily fault the Gulls for that, but then the throw over to third not in time as Pate slid in. It brought Barnum home, and The Waves in a very good position. Gotham is going to deal to Mershon, and he'll take ball 2.
And also just some very interesting defensive decisions by the Gulls. You see him coming in now, trying to get this lead runner, trying to make sure that they leave this inning with a tie ball game. But even before that, the play by Colby Branch to try and get that lead runner, instead of getting the second out of the inning, now comes all the way back. And even that decision to throw it down, although the Waves were trying to take away the double play, just very interesting. And you can see how wrong sometimes it can go being that ambitious.
Mershon fouls one off. Strike 2, full count.
DAI does that.
Again, he had his second home run of the year on the first pitch of the second game of the doubleheader versus Martha's Vineyard. Has a single today. He's going to duck away from a ball inside. He'll have a walk on a full count. That'll put runners on the corners once again.
And by bringing the infield in, you can just see how much confidence or lack thereof the coaching staff has in this Gulls team to score a run against Blake Helmstetter, who has been pitching absolutely splendidly tonight. But now they're going to try to double up Alex Ramirez here, as there's going to be a wholesale meeting. You got the pitching coach, Kevin Winterroad, going out there, going to talk with both Burley and Gotham, as well as the entire infield.
Yeah, and over on the third baseline, Eric Hirschbein Bodner, the general manager and head coach for the Waves, calling his team over. Very crucial point in the game for Ocean State. They've taken advantage of some interesting plays over at second and third. They brought a tying runner home. This is a very, again, interesting and crucial position for them. They have not been here much at Cardines this year, tying the game from behind. They know they have to take advantage. Only an out on the board, runners on the corners, and if you're Newport and you get out of this without a run, you're going to feel very fortunate. So the meeting continues for Gotham. They're going to have some discussion. The umpire now coming in to join them. It now will break up and will continue things. So Mershon at first, Greg Pate on third, Barnum the one who scored the game-tying run. It is Alex Ramirez at the plate, a strikeout and a line over to third today.
35, Alex Ramirez of Warwick, Rhode Island.
Ramirez transferring to Mercer University. Over at URI, though, had a streak of games where he reached base 29 straight times. That was the longest such streak of any Rhode Island Ram in 2023. And if there's a man you want at the plate with the bases or with the runners on the corners, it is him. He also had a home run in that Martha's Vineyard doubleheader, so his bat is hot right now. Gotham deals first pitch against Ramirez, grounded to second. Beckstein is going to get a chance for 2. They got him. A double play to end the inning and eliminate the threat. The Gulls keep themselves from going behind and heading to the bottom of the 5th. It is Gulls 1, Waves 1 on ESPN+.
Bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders.
I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. Pace has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
What a game we have in the bottom of the fifth between the Waves and the Gulls. Pell Bridge Series Part 8 in 2023. Game 1 of the postseason here, one which the Waves just barely snuck into. Electric piece of fielding from the Gulls to end the fifth with end the top of the fifth with runners on the corners after the Waves had scored the tying run, but a double play and a crucial one at that to retire the Waves with 2 on.
Yeah, Luke Beckstein, just a terrific stop on a tough hop and then a glove flip to second. Are you kidding me? What a play.
So we'll go to the bottom of the inning. First one up to bat is Colby Branch, the shortstop, who was involved in that double play. Great play, an athletic one at that. Again, after the Gulls had let a run go, they'll be a little disappointed to have done that, but very, very fortunate and to their credit to not be behind here. And a Matthew Shark home run is their only run of the day as that ball is outside and it's 2-1.
Yeah, what a first game between these two teams. I mean, just by watching this game, you wouldn't know that the Gulls won 5 of the 7 matchups this year. I mean, you would think that these two teams are just really evenly matched. And, you know, once the playoffs start, we mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, you got to throw those records out the window. Doesn't matter if the Gulls are the 1 seed or the Waves are the 8 seed. I mean, these two teams are just playing hard right now.
And also, when you do play a team as much as Newport has played Ocean State, I know I've been talking about it for most of today. I did say earlier last week if there was one team I didn't want to sneak in there, it was Ocean State, just because of how familiar these two teams are with each other.
Full count walk puts Branch over at first to start the fifth for the Gulls. Blake Helmstetter still in the game for Ocean State, and we'll see a first mound visit now from the infield and Bodner. Looks like it'll be his night done. We'll see if he stays on the mound.
Yeah, I thought so too, but he has not taken the ball yet, which I think he's just telling Helmstetter, if you get into further trouble, you're probably going to be coming out of the game.
And it looked like Helmstetter as well actually might have thought he was coming out of the game. Started to make that walk towards the dugout. So let's see, maybe some newfound confidence here, talking to coach, and see if we can try and get one more inning, especially like we talked about. Stamina is going to be the key for whatever teams make it to the championship.
Helmstetter, he's gone the distance in his last 4 starts, 5 innings and then 4 1/3 in his last appearance. Again, matched his season high tonight, 7 strikeouts, and he has had a good night. The only bloop in that scorecard, we said, the home run by Shark. Low-scoring defensive duel here between these two teams. It is Jacob Burley, the catcher at the plate, who faces the 0-1 again against Helmstetter with a runner on first. Deal swung on, popped back and foul. Make it 0-2. So now after allowing the walk, the visit seems to have aided Helmstetter, who is quickly ahead.
This is also a reminder, please don't go chase the foul balls, because if you get hurt, DAI does not do that.
Helmstetter the 0-2, high and away for ball 1.
And Helmstetter approaching that 70 mark. This will actually be his 70th pitch of the night. Just one thing to keep in mind as we did see that pitching mound visit.
Swing and a miss, 8 strikeouts, a new season high for Helmstetter. First out on the board with a runner on first, and he has recovered. It seems the mound visit helping him out. He is having a great night over at the mound for Ocean State.
Just a terrific start from Helmstetter, and now it's Luke Beckstein, who continues to get on base at just an impressive, just unbelievable clip. I mean, that is now 7 straight at-bats. He doesn't have a registered plate appearance. He's been on base 6 times and has a sacrifice fly in that stretch, too.
Yeah, and it was a really great appearance versus Ocean State that won't necessarily appear upon first glance on the scorecard. Runner going towards second. Roland is going to hold the throw, and getting to second on the stolen base is Colby Branch.
And this is pretty peculiar. I mean, we haven't this is another thing that I have never seen before, as the catcher, Roland, went back to try to throw out Branch going to second, but he actually hit the face mask of the umpire, Keith Peterson, and now Peterson is sending Branch back to first. I mean, that is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, as soon as I was done saying it, Branch was walking over, a confused look on his face. But yeah, as you said, Quentin, they're sending him back to first. Roland held the throw, and it looks like he's going to take advantage. So a runner will stay on first. Very, very weird situation.
Yeah, I mean, and Frank Holbrook is hot, and I mean, deservedly so. You don't really see that very often, and I think his argument is that Branch would have had the stolen base anyway because the jump was so good, and we'd have to go back and watch the replay, but Peterson does send Branch back to first. That will be a final decision, and it is still 2-0 on Beckstein, but I mean, just crazy. I mean, how many things have we seen in this game that has just been unbelievable? I mean, this has definitely lived up to the hype.
Absolutely. First game of the playoffs, and well, we said it, the record and the performances won't say anything, and they really haven't. A lot of the unexpected, two teams battling it out as Helmstetter finds strike one. And Helmstetter struck out Burley and walked Branch to start the bottom of the fifth. He's going to throw back to first where Branch is, and he didn't have too big of a lead, so he'll get back safely.
And the one thing you do got to think about is, Quinton, I know we always like to say.
And there's Teddy Regan, the hitting coach and the first base coach, barking at Keith Peterson about something. Didn't catch what he was saying. He'll always let the umpire hear it.
Swung on, fouled, back for strike two.
It's 1-2 the count right now.
And Beckstein, he has reached base twice tonight. We talked about his stat line. This happened the last time out versus Ocean State to a walk and a hit by pitch. He's going to swing one all the way into shallow right. Barnum comes up for it, and Ramirez miscommunicates, so he'll reach second. Runners on first and second. Now Barnum was running for it. Ramirez was tracking back. Neither of them caught it. A miscommunication in the Waves outfield as it'll land for a base hit.
Beckstein again gets on base, this time via a base hit, as it was just placed perfectly in between Ramirez and Barnum. And the Gulls are in business here in the bottom of the fifth.
And a big play right there by Beckstein. What I was going to say, Quentin, is we like to talk about how momentum kind of hard in a baseball game. You're only as good as the next pitcher up. But right there, a great double play to end the half inning. That Colby Branch play, you kind of felt the life get a little bit sucked out of Cardines. But Beckstein now caught in between first.
And he's going to be safe at third. So the Waves thought they had it. Christian Ficca throwing over to Greg Pate, but beating the run at third was Colby Branch, the shortstop. That's not the first time we've seen a play like that tonight, and this game continues to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they originally got Beckstein picked off, and Beckstein, all he did was just stand in the base paths, and then Branch took off like a road runner. He got to third, and now they're going to intentionally walk Mike Anderson.
And I understand the idea here. One out, you want to put the double play in effect. But I have seen it with my own eyes more than once as Tyler Hare comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Tie game, and this is not the man you want to see, the NECBL leader with 10 home runs. We'll see what happens, folks.
So Anderson walked to first, as you said. Bases loaded for the first time tonight. He's on first, Beckstein at second, and Colby Branch at third. Tyler Hare, a crucial plate appearance, swing and a miss on a high ball. It's going to be strike two, so he's quickly down 0-2. The Waves last year on the final day of the regular season came to Cardines in this situation, led up a grand slam that ended their season. They got into the playoffs this year and now face a bases-loaded situation. Helmstetter throws outside, and it's ball 1.
He's gotten the better of Tyler Hare tonight. 2 strikeouts against Hare. Helmstetter with 8. A season high for him, looking for 9 right here.
1-2 from Helmstetter. Hare is going to knock one into right field. A base hit will bring a run. It's going to be at least 1. Now coming home is a second. A 2 RBI double from Tyler Hare, and the Gulls take the 3-1 lead.
Helmstetter had him down in the count, 1-2, a breaking ball. He kind of went with a low 3/4 arm slot there, and Hare just stayed back enough on that. Looped it down the right field line. 2 runs scored, and the Gulls have the lead right back. Great piece of hitting by Tyler Hare as the intentional walk to Michael Anderson does not pay off.
No, it doesn't. Colby Branch and Luke Beckstein, the runners that came home. It is a 3-1 lead. Again, 2 RBI double from Tyler Hare in the right field. A well-hit ball that landed, and now this will be Helmstetter's night done. But as we said, it was a real gamble to walk Anderson to first there and load the bases, and it didn't pay off for the Waves. They're now behind after tying the game. A crucial double play from Newport to keep the game tied with runners on the corners. They come out in the next inning and absolutely hit the lights out. It hasn't been a lot of it this game, but it's been enough, and Newport have been the ones to take advantage.
Yeah, it's a shame that Helmstetter's night ended on that. It looked like it was going to pay off the move to intentionally walk Michael Anderson. You had Hare looking really foolish in the first two pitches of the at-bat, and then he loops one into right field, a breaking ball that just stayed up. It didn't really break. And Tyler Hare gives the Gulls the lead for the second time tonight. This game has just been crazy, back and forth. We've seen pickoff plays, we've seen rundowns, we've seen diving catches, we've seen runners had to go back to first because of an umpire interference. What else are we going to see tonight?
Absolutely. It has been a crazy game between these two teams. The first multi-run inning is not over yet. 1 out and 2 runs. The new pitcher on the mound for Ocean State is going to be Aaron Groller, the man out of Seton Hall University, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. The rising senior this season has a 1-0 record, a 4.5 ERA. This is 14th appearance out of the bullpen and first of the playoffs. He does have a save on the year as well. 24 innings pitched in the regular season, struck out 19, walked 6, and allowed 28 hits. His last appearance of the 2023 regular season came in a 6-3 loss to Mystic. It was their final home game where he pitched 2 innings of relief, allowed 5 hits and 4 runs, but previous to that game, he didn't allow a run in 2 appearances and now steps up for his most important relief inning of the season for him.
Yeah, he's going to face a very tough customer in Slade Alford, who in his first 2 plate appearances is 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball hard in both of them, lined out to deep center field in his first at-bat, and then lined out to the shortstop Mershon. So this is a guy that is very dangerous and very hot right now.
So Newport in this inning alone have doubled their hit total. They now have 4 off of the single from Beckstein and the 2 RBI double from Tyler Hare. It's what has seen the Newport Gulls take a 3-1 lead as Grawler gets strike 1 on Alford, who again has made contact and hard contact at that in both of his previous 2 appearances. 1-0 swung on. It's going to go into right field. Lewis Barnum getting after it, running all the way back against the fence. It's landing. Runners are coming home. And the Newport Gulls score a 4th.
In right field over there, it's always a little bit difficult to figure out what's going on, but it looks like Barnum was able to come down. And then we saw Michael Anderson take off as well as Tyler Hare. So although there are 2 outs, the Gulls bring in another run, and Tyler Hare only 90 feet away as Matthew Shark, the man who got the offense started, steps in to bat.
Sacrifice fly for Alford.
So the sac fly takes contact for the second time, is caught out for a 3rd time, but This time it brings a run home, a 4-1 lead for Newport. They have taken control of game one here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Aaron Gruller allows the hit on 0-2 to start his day as that one is popped foul. This time it's Matthew Shark, the one who opened the scoring on the night, stepping up for the 3rd time tonight.
Just a reminder, please be aware of the foul balls when they go out of the park. We don't need anybody getting hurt tonight.
So Branch, Beckstein, and Anderson all score. 3 runs here so far on 2 outs. It is a 4-1 lead for the Gulls over the Waves. We've seen it here before, Quentin, but usually when Newport finds the breakthrough, which often happens in the middle innings, it's been hard for the Waves here to come back, but as we mentioned, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen, and just about everything has happened so far in this game as Shark swings and misses to level the count at 2. 4 home runs against the Waves this season. 2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll do it as Gruller retires the side. Not before, however, the Gulls put up 3 runs to take the 4-1 lead over the Ocean State Waves, heading into the 6th on ESPN+. A 3-run 5th inning for Newport sees them retake the lead over Ocean State. It's 4-1 through 5 here on ESPN+. Game 1 of a 3-game playoff series between the 2 Ocean State rivals. Thanks so much for joining us, Nathan Robillard, alongside Quentin Pelzel and Louis DiPietro, as Kyrie Miller is going to fly over to center left field off the back wall. It'll land. He'll head on over to second, and it'll be a leadoff double for Miller.
Yeah, that one was crushed off the bat. I thought that had a chance to get out of here, but the wall 30 feet high out in left center field clangs off it, and now the Waves are in business to at least get one of those 3 runs back that the Gulls scored in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, good start for the Waves. You mentioned it. A lot of parks you can probably name that one having home run potential, but nails against the top half of that very high fence over in the outfield. And Miller now in scoring position for the Waves. Hit number 4 for them on the night. It'll bring up Drew Holder back. He'll take strike 1. Holderback had a great performance in both games against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. He homered alongside Alex Ramirez. It was in the middle innings of that second game where the Waves exploded. He's going to ground one now to Branch at short. Throw over to first. Anderson will collect with plenty of time, and that's the first out. 6-3 play for Newport, and they retire Holderback.
And Miller out there at second base was very interested to see if they were going to try and test Branch again, especially because back in the last inning, we did see that play where Branch tried to get that lead runner out over at third base. Looked like he started to go a little bit and then retreated. Might have had the same deja vu out there.
Ficca takes strike one, the first baseman today. He's advanced once in the 4th inning on a hit by pitch that just clipped him in the foot. Has Kyrie Miller on second. We mentioned it, Christian Ficca, the man that got the late rally started. The late rally, which is the reason the Ocean State Waves are here tonight. Takes strike two, and Gotham is still in this game and quickly ahead 0-2.
Yeah, that was a couple days ago in game one of a doubleheader that the Waves absolutely needed to win. They needed to sweep the doubleheader against the Sharks and were down by a run with nobody on and down to their final strike, and Ficca got on base, and then the rest is history.
Fouled out to stay alive is Ficca, still looking for his first hit tonight, but yeah, on 2 outs, 2 strikes, hit a single over into center field, found the gap, got on base, and from there, the rest is history as the Waves brought back 2 runs to take the walk-off win, then won game 2 and clinched their 8th and final seed in the playoffs. Ficca is going to take ball 1 outside, and Burley has to stretch out to his upper left corner to make the grab.
And with that runner on second base, that's one of the best parts about this Newport Gulls pitching and catching battery is we've seen it throughout the entire season. The catchers for the Newport Gulls able to control most of these balls and really limit the amount of base runners and free bases you can get by dropping and getting those away from them.
We see it again there as now the count leveled at 2. Ficca on the season finished the regular season with 29 hits and 10 runs. He's going to ground one just foul down the first base line. Miller will have to retreat back to second. But Ficca staying alive here. He was down 0-2, fouled a couple of balls and took 2 balls, so it's 2-2. Again, went 2 for 4 or 2 for 3 with a run in that game versus the Vineyard, as he fouls another one back, and we will still keep going here.
And Ficca doing a great job at keeping this at bat alive, but also running up that pitch count of Santosh Gautam, who is now quietly approaching 100 pitches on the night.
Ficca takes ball 3, keeps the bat on his shoulders, and now the count goes full. He has worked his way all the way back from 0-2 with a runner on second and 1 out on the board. Jacob Burley calls time, and he'll head out to the mound to talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, wants to make sure that they're on the same page, especially with Miller at second base, possibly relaying signs, and Gotham wants to make sure that only he and Burley know what's coming. Looks like Grant Umberger up in the bullpen.
3-2 Miller at second. It's going to be a full count walk. Home fans don't like it. It'll put runners on first and second with an out as Ficca reaches.
And with a lefty due up, looks like Grant Umberger will come in. And that'll be the end of the line for Santosh Gautam. Another pitching change in the middle of the inning, so we'll stay here. But what a good start by Santosh Gautam. His first career playoff start in the NECBL. Goes pretty well, only gave up 1 run. Of course, he is responsible for those 2 base runners on base, but good start for Santosh Gautam, and now the rest is up to the Newport Gulls bullpen.
And it's a bullpen who's been very strong as well. Gautam finishes his night. He goes 5 1/3. Again, the 2 base runners will be tacked to his name if they do come around to score. But as of now, 1 run and 4 hits allowed. He struck out 3 and faced 23. 3 walks as well. He heads off to a loud reception from the home fans. He has been their guy all season, and you can see there why he's one of the best pitchers in the NECBL, but he will conclude his first playoff start, as you said, and it is the first reach to the bullpen for the hosts.
Yeah, and Grant Umberger out of the bullpen. He is coming off of not only one of the best pitching performances of his season, but probably the best pitching performance really for any reliever out of the bullpen on the season in the NECBL. He's got, in his last appearance against the Sharks at the Vineyard 6 days ago, he went 4 innings, struck out 8 batters, and only gave up 1 run. He's got a 1.88 earned run average, 26 strikeouts in 14 in the third innings pitched. That is almost 2 strikeouts for every inning that he has thrown, and he'll come on and, you know, he can go as many as 4 innings. Don't know how long he will go tonight. Probably as long as necessary to try to put the Gulls in a great position to get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gulls, and especially in those last couple of innings, Santosh got him really making quick work. He had a streak of 10 straight batters retired in the opening 3 innings, and they're going to bring on a guy who is no stranger to the strikeout. Again, the Newport bullpen so strong all season, they'll look to continue that here. So 2 runners on base in the form of Kyrie Miller with the leadoff double and Christian Ficca with the walk. 1 out. It'll bring up Parker Rowland, who is 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, and the first matchup will benefit Umberger, a lefty-lefty matchup. He's got a fastball, and he had some sort of off-speed working against Vineyard. I think it's some sort of a changeup or a splitter. Definitely look for that as we progress throughout this outing here.
Moon making an appearance in Newport. The sun just going down, the lights on. A beautiful night for baseball, and especially for the playoffs. Always a great night when you're at Cardines. So Parker Rowland will step up. He'll be the first batter that Umberger out of the bullpen faces. Rowland again, who is 0 for 2 on the night. He's made contact on both balls, but has been unable to reach base.
And of course, as I said, Rowland is just a lefty. He is actually a switch hitter, one of 2 switch hitters on this team. So he'll go around about from the right side for the first time tonight.
Umberger can't find the zone with his first pitch. It is 1-0.
And we love talking about community here in the NECBL. We actually, right next to us, a bit of an Umberger fan section. We actually have a few members of Grant's host family out here. They got pretty excited when he came into the game.
That one into the dirt, and ahead 2-0 in the count is Parker Rowland. Again, he has 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position here in a inning where the Waves need to get something. They are down 4-1, top of the 6th. They left 2 runners stranded, courtesy of a great double play just an inning ago. That is strike 1. Umberger finds the zone for the first time, and Rowland now faces a 2-1 count. The switch hitter again bumps one into shallow right, making the catch, coming forward and reading it well is the right fielder. Or I thought he made the catch at least, but it will be a hit for Parker Rowland for a single. It'll load the bases. That is my mistake there. It looked like Tyler Hare had the read on that, but he couldn't get it in his glove. Called a first hit of the day for Rowland, and now all 3 occupied.
Yeah, that is kind of bizarre. It's kind of a tough for us from this position right here in the broadcast booth, but it looked like, yeah, I'm with you. It looked like he made the shoestring catch, but it dropped. It's going to be a base hit for Rowland.
And not a routine play by any means out there for Hare, but one that he usually does have.
Yep.
Now loading the bases.
Gillespie now the man tasked with bringing them home. So only the second time we've seen the bases loaded, first for the Waves. Rowland with his first hit of the night and the Waves' 5th. Gillespie takes ball 2, so he's ahead now. So Miller on third, 90 feet away. Christian Ficca, the one over at second. And Parker Rowland at first. It'll prompt an early visit to the mound from his catcher and coach for Umberger, who we said has been so good out of the bullpen for Newport this season and has allowed a crucial hit to start his night, and now they'll just try to slow things down.
And one thing that you can point towards for Umberger to work at is the walks. He's got 12 walks and 14 innings coming into this game. He has already a walk tonight. So that is the one thing that Umberger struggles with at times. He's walked as many as 4 batters in a single game twice this year. Along with the strikeouts, throws sometimes a lot of walks. So if you're Gillespie and the next hitters, you got to be mindful of that.
Swinging and missing for strike one is Gillespie. So 2-1 now the count for Umberger. Gillespie, the designated hitter today and 7th spot batter from Birmingham, Alabama. The righty from the University of Southern Mississippi will swing and miss on a second straight ball for a 2-2 count. He has 19 hits on the season, 11 RBIs, 11 walks, batting .221. He's been struck out 25 times this year. Umberger to Gillespie, fouls it back to stay alive.
And Umberger just going with 3 straight fastballs, trying to bully Gillespie. And Gillespie just getting a piece of that fastball. We'll see what Umberger goes with here.
Gillespie 1 hit in his last 5 appearances. It came in that 6-3 loss to Mystic. He went 1 for 3 with a run in that game. All 3 loaded. Gillespie takes ball 3, and the count goes full.
This becomes a very important pitch. Walk away from a pitch away from a strikeout, or a pitch away from just a 2-run game.
Gillespie is going to ground one over. Branch gets it, drops it, can't hold on. Kyrie Miller scores. Now coming home to score is Christian Ficca. The Waves get 2 back, and it's a 1-run game.
In between hop for Branch, didn't know to play it on a short hop or to go back. He was kind of in between, and by that time, he made the decision. The ball clanged off of his glove, trickled into shallow center. 2 runs scored, and here we go. We got a game here.
This is something we have not seen from the Waves. When going behind at Cardines, they have rallied back and made it interesting. Lewis Barnum, who came home to score the first run of the game, now steps up to the plate. He has Parker Rowland on second and Davis Gillespie on first. Going back to that, we have so often seen it go the way of, a pretty tight opening 3 innings, but then when Newport kind of comes out of the gate and scores a couple runs, so often here they've been able to just hold it out for the win, but the Waves have refused to give up here. Again, still down by a run. It is a 4-3 game. One certainly fitting for an opening matchup of the playoffs. Umberger takes a look over to Rowland, who has a lead. Barnum swings and misses, and it's going to be strike 2 for him, 1-2 count. First and second, 1-2. Barnum is going to nail it into right field. And it's going to be a catch in right field by Hare. He was looping over towards that back corner. He does record the out. So 2 on the board for Newport.
And Hare has been showing the range over there in right field. Great play to be able to get over to that ball. And as you saw, runner was halfway to third base, so had to come back. Remains first and second, which is key for the Newport Gulls. As now they have 2 outs in the inning.
So an error followed up by a solid catch out in right field. Again, the outfield sort of jagged, a few corners out there, and that kind of snuck into that far right corner where Hare was able to make the read. So 2 outs, an 0-1 count now for Greg Pate, who has made his way around to third once tonight. He was one of 2 runners stranded in the corners in that 5th inning. He is going to take ball 1. So the Gulls now in a little bit of a tricky situation. Again, they looked like they had a pretty comfortable lead in this game, but the Waves go on to load the bases, and now they have 2 on. Pate potentially a swing of the bat from, at a minimum, tying this game. He has 7 RBIs on the year. He'll swing and miss for strike 2, and Umberger says not so fast.
Umberger's been getting a lot of swings and misses with that fastball. I'd be shocked if he goes with anything else other than that heater here.
He gets him, called strike 3 on Greg Pate, retires the side. Waves lead 2 stranded. They do bring 2 back. It's going to be a really interesting finish to this one. 4-3 is the lead for the Gulls on ESPN+.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders.
I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
We have a game on our hands here at Cardines Field. 4-3, Newport leads the Ocean State Waves after 5.5 innings. Bottom of the 6th coming up here on ESPN+. Thanks so much for joining us. Nathan Robillard alongside Quentin Pelzel and Louis DiPietro here. It's been quite the game. The Waves bring 2 back at the top of the 5th to make it a 1-run game. Nico Brini will be the man to lead us off for Newport here at the bottom of the 6th. Huge couple of innings coming up for both of these teams who are trying to take the advantage. It is game 1 of a 3-game playoff series. The winner of the series will go on to take on the winner of the Mystic-Sanford series, which Sanford has the better end of currently. Nailing Brini in the back is the pitch from Aaron Groller, and he'll advance to first.
And it was actually just about to talk about how Nico Brini came into this game with a 5-game hitting streak, but back-to-back hit by pitches, and I'm sure if you talk to Nico, he would be very okay as long as he's getting on base for this team.
Number 34, Billy Butler.
Billy Butler now will step up for the 3rd time tonight. He has gone down swinging in his previous 2. He'll swing and miss on strike 1 from Groller. Again, he came in midway through the 5th inning. A pair of pitching changes for each team midway through the inning. He came in for Helmstetter after Tyler Hare nared a 2 RBI double. His first full inning of work. He'll check back over to first. Ficca makes the catch, can't get the tag on time, and we'll keep going. So an 0-1 count for Billy Butler. Parker Rowland behind the plate had his first hit of the night in the last inning. Groller now deals the 0-1 outside, and the count is level.
You know, he's got to be careful and mindful with those lefties on the mound. Of course, they don't have to step off. All they have to do is step towards you at first base. And at first, Brini was flat-footed, but luckily for him, he was right near the base.
Billy Butler gets contact that time. Mershon collects over to second, chance for 2. Got him. By the looks of it, yes, he did. A 6-4-3 double play, and the bases are clear. 2 outs on the board for the Waves.
Nice job by Mershon, making sure he had the ball down to a knee, flipped it over to second, and then I think Ramirez kind of double clutched it, but it was still in time to get Billy Butler.
Number 13.
And Colby Branch coming up now was the one who started that big 5th inning for the Gulls with that walk and came in to score that go-ahead run.
Branch now will ground one over the glove of Groller. Mershon can't get there. A base hit for the shortstop as he reaches first.
Good game for Branch offensively. 2 for 2. He's been on base all 3 plate appearances, has a stolen base, a run scored. Really good game for Colby Branch.
So Branch over at first, following the double play, Jacob Burley, another guy who struck out twice today in both of his plate appearances, will step up looking for his first hit. Has a man on first, is going to fly one into center field. Getting up looking for it is Miller. He'll make the catch for out number 3. And the Waves keep the Gulls off the board. Will go to the top of the 7th. It is the Newport Gulls 4 and the Ocean State Waves 3 on ESPN+. 4-3 the lead for the Newport Gulls over the Ocean State Waves on ESPN+. Game 1 of a 3-game series in the 2023 playoffs. To take you through the final 3 here at the top of the 7th will be the play-by-play voice of the Newport Gulls, Quentin Pelzel.
Thank you, Nathan. Very good. Middle 3 innings. We have had a very good ball game as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Quentin, Louie, and Nathan with you. Thank you for tuning in on this ESPN Plus broadcast. Monday night, first round of the playoffs. And guys, this game has really had everything that you can ask for in this game. Rivalry game, playoff game, back and forth. Great atmosphere here. It's just been great tonight.
Absolutely insane game. Probably one of the best I've got to witness here at Cardinals Field so far this season. Just back and forth. Nathan, like you've talked about, Waves putting up a lot more of a fight. Maybe it's the playoff atmosphere. Maybe it's the rivalry finding their way into the playoffs just recently. As you talked about before the game, you said it kind of gave them a new life. So really interesting to see this newfound Waves team, and just a great game here on a great night.
Yeah, it can be tough for players, you know, especially at this level, to deal with so many games at the tail end of a season. But now that you're making it into the playoffs, really a clean slate. You know, you're here, you might as well go the whole way. And that very much the mentality of both of these teams here tonight, and I'm sure the other teams that are competing for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, then this game is definitely far from over. We still got 3 more innings to play. Mershon ahead now 3-0. You don't want to put him on base. He's already been on twice. Got a single in the first inning, actually led off the game. First pitch of the game was a single, and then a walk in the 5th, and that pitch is in the dirt ball 4. So the second walk given up by Grant Umberger, as heading down to first base will be Mershon.
And Mershon right there, 3-0 count. Felt like I was back in my dorm room playing MLB The Show, the way he squared up to bunt on a 3-0 and just pulled it back before he walked over to first.
The second baseman, number 30.
Yeah, they do that just to try to mess with the pitcher, try to mess with his focus. And that worked right there for Mershon. It's actually the first walk given up by Grant Umberger as Ramirez takes a ball high 1-0. So Mershon, the tying run at first base, 16 stolen bases on the season. Got to think that might be going here. Ramirez squares and pulls back, takes a ball. So that's now 6 straight balls thrown by Grant Umberger, the lefty from Toledo. Ramirez tonight 0 for 3. Last plate appearance grounded into a very nifty 4-6-3 double play that ended the 5th inning. Waves had a runner at third with 1 out, and Luke Beckstein made a really nice sliding play to his right. Glove flipped it to Colby Branch, who then completed the double play. As that one is going to be outside, ball 4. So 2 straight walks here to begin the 7th on 8 straight pitches.
Yeah, second time as well. Ramirez saw Mershon do the same thing. He said it worked, so why not? Showing bunt, pulling it back, and it works again. So the Waves, who are coming off an inning where they put 2 runs up and kept the Gulls off the board, quickly have 2 men aboard, and that'll give us another mound visit here for Umberger, who early on has faced a little bit of trouble here.
And Umberger will give way to a new pitcher. So that'll be it, as Umberger came in, did his job, and now it'll be, looks like the right-hander from Florida Atlantic, and Braden Ostrander. Nothing screams playoff atmosphere or a playoff game more than pitching changes in between innings. Normally in summer baseball, you just let the pitcher finish the inning out and then figure it out after that. But, I mean, every single batter is very important. These managers want to get the best matchup, and Braden Ostrander has been a very reliable pitcher out of the bullpen for the Gulls. Comes in here to replace Grant Umberger.
And Braden Ostrander coming into the game with a 1-0 record, picking up 3 saves in the regular season, only 12 innings pitched. However, he does have 9 appearances. So not necessarily a stamina guy who'll get you a lot of innings, but someone who can come in and shut down an offense when you need him to.
From Boca Raton, Florida, a rising senior. 10th game of the season, like you said, Louis. 18 strikeouts in 12 innings. His last appearance came against these Ocean State Waves back at home 3 days ago. Pitched an inning, gave up a run. It was not earned, a hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts, one of his better outings of the season. 8 walks in 12 innings. And he'll come on with the tying and go-ahead runs on the bases for the Waves in the top of the 7th in a very decisive Game 1 here in the playoffs. And if the Waves do somehow score that tying run, the go-ahead run, you're talking about going into tomorrow playing at your home field, and the Waves with a chance to steal one here at Cardines and then be in a really good spot going into that game in Wakefield tomorrow.
Yeah, we said it. The key for the Waves is the home game. Yes, they're the lower seed. Yes, they only get 1, but you've taken the Gulls down 2 times at home. Those are your only 2 wins. They've beaten you 5 times, but those 2 wins, 14-4, 6-1. You've played offense at home against the league-leading Newport Gulls. If they can do that tomorrow, and whether or not that decides the series or brings them into Wednesday, you'll have momentum on your side. Taking care of business today, though, the primary goal, and it's still a close one. As we said, the fight back from the Waves from going multiple runs behind, something we haven't really seen here at Cardines. They've had one of their better offensive outings so far, and now they have the all-important runs on second and first.
Nobody out, and if you're thinking about a bunt, as Slade Alford might be, as he's even with the bag at third, the Waves do have 2 sacrifice bunts on the season. One of them from Kyrie Miller, who is the batter. So we'll see if he wants to bunt here and move the runners into scoring position. And he gives himself up very early. In comes Anderson, double steal. Burley throwing behind the base runner at second, and Ramirez out. Alex Ramirez out at second. Mershon is in the third. It is not a stolen base for Mershon, as Ramirez was out. Mershon just advances to third. So the tying run is at third, but an out is recorded.
And with no outs on the board, I should say, the Waves fortunate to be in that position. They do get a runner around, as you said. Only an out on the board, so they still have some room to work with. but the go-ahead taken off the base, now represented by Kyrie Miller at the plate.
And you got to think Miller will swing away here. No balls, 1 strike. Infield comes in for the Gulls. The pitch swung on, fouled away, 0-2. So Ostrander coming in and doing a nice job of getting ahead of Kyrie Miller, the number 3 hitter in the lineup.
And Ostrander on that stolen base attempt, that double steal, you could see him on the replay getting pumped up for his catcher, Jake Burley, getting that energy going for the team.
0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. A fastball blew it right by Miller, 2 outs. Huge strikeout for Ostrander.
And Ostrander, like we just said, a passionate guy, a passionate player. Can always be a little risky. Sometimes they can get too in their head, but when you're on, you're on. Braden looks like it's going to be one of those nights for him.
You talk about that passion. After he caught Ramirez out at second, he turned right to his catcher, Jacob Burley, and some really, really strong words. They got pumped up, so you can see it here in the playoff atmosphere really showing.
Holder back now, the hitter, and he takes a ball outside, 1-0. Ostrander not quite out of the woods yet. Holder back, arguably one of the better hitters on this team, hitting cleanup. So far tonight, though, he's been held in check. He's 0 for 3. Mershon, a speedy runner at third. The pitch in the dirt, stopped by Burley. 1-1, or 2-0, excuse me.
Huge stop there from Burley because Mershon already had the jump. He was heading home and looking to go on anything, but Burley got control of it. He was forced to retreat, and the tying run still on third now.
Good hitters count. Top of the 7th in a 1-run game. The pitch is on the ground to the shortstop, Branch. He's got it. Throws on to first in time, and the Gulls are out of the jam. Braden Ostrander works his magic, helped out by his catcher, Jacob Burley, who throws out Alex Ramirez heading into second. And the Waves are held off the board here in the top of the 7th. We are stretching here at Cardines. 4-3 Gulls lead on ESPN+.
Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Cardines Field, 4-3, Gulls lead. Very intense top of the 7th. The Waves had a couple runners on. They had the tying run at third with 1 man out. They could not bring him home. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and Nathan Robillard with you. Game 1 of the NECBL playoffs between the number 1 seeded Gulls and the 8th seed Ocean State Waves. New pitcher on the mound is going to be the right-hander from Merrimack College in Dawson Logie.
Logie, the third arm we've seen tonight for Ocean State. Again, comes out of Merrimack College. 1-0 record on the year, 3.27 the ERA. He's pitched 11 innings out of the bullpen, 10 appearances in the regular season, 17 strikeouts on 9 hits and 13 walks. He comes in for his 11th appearance in relief. Last time out was a 7-5 loss at Martha's Vineyard. Pitched an inning and a third, allowed a run, a hit, and a walk, struck out 2. So he makes his first appearance here since the 15th of July.
Back to the top of the lineup, Luke Beckstein, Michael Anderson, and Tyler Hare due up as Beckstein takes a ball outside, 1-0 from Logie.
Beckstein reached base in all 3 plate appearances today, only has 1 technical at bat. Like we've been saying all game, a walk in the first, a hit by pitch in the third, and then getting a bloop single over there in the 5th, helping out that rally for the Gulls.
Also has a run scored and a stolen base. So Beckstein has done exactly what the Gulls need him to do at the top of the lineup. Chokes up on the bat. As the Gulls trying to tack on some insurance here. And that one comes up and in, almost hits him. 2-0. What a job by Braden Ostrander in the top of the 7th inning. Coming in, inheriting 2 base runners and not allowing them to score. Keeping this game right where it is at 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 3-0, or 3-1.
Yeah, you said it absolutely, especially after the Waves had done such a good job to come back, make it a 1-run game, and all of a sudden you walk 2 guys on, you come in relief, a strikeout, and 3 straight retired.
And Beckstein on both of those strikes looked like he was ready to toss the bat back over to the dugout, but now finds himself in a 3-2 count.
Logie, one of the better pitchers out of the bullpen for the Waves, as that one is going to be in there. Strike 3 call, Dawson Logie out of the bullpen, down 3-0 to Luke Beckstein, works the count back, throws 3 straight strikes as we see that perfectly placed on the inside corner, 1 away.
That is the 10th strikeout on the night for Ocean State Waves pitching. That is what they can look on to be a positive of the night and a reason it's only a 1-run game. Logie off to a good start here. He has his 18th strikeout of the night and now faces Michael Anderson.
Anderson takes a slider outside, 1-0, did not go around. He was intentionally walked in the 5th inning and later came around to score on a sacrifice fly by Slade Alford. 1-0 is popped high in the air to right field, playable for Barnum. Still coming in on it and makes the catch, two-way.
And Barnum's been dealt some difficult situations over there in right field, but that time able to handle it, came in and made the read. Relatively routine for him, got it that time, and 2 up, 2 down for the Gulls. Waves doing what they need to do defensively to stay in this game.
Tyler Hare, the batter now, 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. So far, so good for Dawson Logie. Last appearance was 2 weeks ago. Fastball is a low 1-0. First time that Logie has faced the Gulls this year. 17 strikeouts in 11 innings, has a 3.27 earned run average. Modified shift up the middle on Tyler Hare as he pops one up on the infield. Who's going to get it? Second baseman Ramirez calls for it and makes the catch to retire the side and end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Dawson Logie. Top of the 8th, 4-3 Gulls lead on ESPN+. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. 4-3 Gulls lead. Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and Louis DiPietro with you. As Braden Ostrander back to the mound for his first full inning of work. He'll work against Ficka, Rowland, and Gillespie. Waves down by 1. And Braden Ostrander looks to continue his dominance on the mound. Came in and retired both batters he faced. Came in with 2 runners on in the top of the 7th inning. Waves ended up getting a runner to third with 1 out. Struck out Kyrie Miller and then got Drew Holder back to ground out. 1-1 from the right-hander is a swing and a miss, 1-2. Top of the 8th inning. Waves down by 1. Ficka lines one foul down the left field line. Ficka tonight has been on base twice. He has scored a run. He is 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch, stole a base, and then he walked and scored in the 6th. 1-2. That's fouled off to the left side. Kind of a weird swing from Ficka.
And he's really, really chopping at these pitches. He's made contact 3 times now, and it's enough to stay at the plate. He is down 1 and 2, but a couple of testing foul balls down that third base line, and he's really playing with a hit.
Pitch fouled back again. A fastball at 90 miles an hour from Ostrander. And it stays 1-2.
Ostrander, a pitcher like we said, doesn't necessarily pitch that many innings when he comes out and comes into the game. So to try and work that pitch count up can absolutely help benefit the Ocean State Waves.
Pitch to Ficka is chopped up the first base line. Ostrander quickly off the mound, and he'll go to the bag himself. 1 away.
Not often you see a 1 unassisted going down in the score sheet, but Ostrander right there already had the momentum, so why not? And it looks like he is still buzzing from that last inning.
Yeah, it's just straight adrenaline right now for Ostrander, who is amped up from the moment he walks into the ballpark. Just has so much intensity. And then when he gets on the mound, forget it, especially in a playoff game.
And one of those guys who I've only seen it a handful in my life, but someone who can come in, just be one of those happy-go-lucky guys, makes everyone on the team crack up, and then as soon as he gets in that game, he's able to flip that switch.
Here's Parker Rowland from Arkansas. Switch hitter batting left. The ball is high and outside, and it's 2-0. Rowland tonight 1 for 3, singled in the 6th. Flew out and grounded out. Colby Branch, the shortstop, shaded up the middle against the left-handed hitter, as that one is in there for a strike, 2-1.
And that fastball sitting up in the 89, 90 mile per hour range, about what Ostrander throws.
2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Ostrander, we talk about that passion. We talk about that fastball that has worked so well tonight. Really, really good job to come back and now level this count.
Ostrander working fast and too fast for Parker Rowland as he calls time, steps out of the box. Wants to get a chance to gather his thoughts, catch a breath. Two-two pitch. High and outside, ball 3.
And on that last pitch, Ostrander, when he was told to get off the mound by the home plate umpire, just kept staring towards Burley behind the plate and just moved his right foot, tapped behind, and
3-2, he went after ball 4. That is strike 3, 2 away, high heater from Ostrander. Second out of the inning.
And this is the type of relief appearance you want, especially in such a defining game, first season of the playoffs, or first game of the playoffs against your Ocean State rival. Ostrander has risen to the occasion, and now he has 2 away once again.
That pitch is up and in, 1-0 now to Gillespie. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
We've been talking about that fastball. We get a look at some of that off speed. Only a 6-7 mile per hour difference with 83 miles an hour right there, but just enough to be able to fool him.
Time called. We're going to use this time to tell you about the Steamship Authority. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. And Nathan took the Steamship Authority Ferry on Saturday with the Ocean State Waves. They picked up a doubleheader sweep, which is the reason why they are here tonight. They needed nothing less than a doubleheader sweep to sneak in as the 8th seed.
And that they did. Again, at a point, you think 2 outs, 2 strikes, that might be season done, but again, we talked about the comeback so much. Walk-off win, won game 2, came back happy campers. They're here now as a result.
1-2 is outside and low, 2-2 to Davis Gillespie, the DH tonight. Reached on an error that ended up scoring 2 runs in the 6th inning to make it 4-3. The Waves trying to score that next run. That one off the fist to the right side. Anderson to first, a low throw, but gathered by Braden Ostrander, and he tags the bag. That'll do it for the Waves here in the top of the 8th. Wow, what a play by Ostrander, showing off the athleticism. Middle of the 8th here at Cardines, 4-3 Gulls lead on ESPN+.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders.
I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3. Gulls with the lead over the Ocean State Waves. Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and Louis DiPietro with you. And we got a new pitcher on the mound, the right-hander, the closer for the Waves is Austin Weiner.
Yeah, I was talking to you about Weiner actually at the
That's
top of the, or before the broadcast, Quentin, who said if there's one guy that's been lights out and consistent all year, it has been Austin Weiner. On the season, a 2-1 record, 5 saves, a 1.19 ERA, 15 games in the regular season out of the bullpen. He has been their reliable closer all year. 22 1/3 pitched, 26 strikeouts, 12 walks, and only 9 hits allowed. He is going to try to keep the Gulls off the board and set the Waves up for a rally in the top of the 9th.
Best reliever out of the bullpen for the Waves. He'll face 4, 5, 6 due up in the Gulls lineup. 4th pitcher used by Ocean State as well. So they're not shy about going to the bullpen. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Slade Alford.
Weiner came in to close in game 1 of that doubleheader and didn't allow any runs, ultimately benefited the Waves, who got the walk-off win. Now he'll make an appearance just 2 days later.
Fastball outside, 1-2 to Alford, who is 0 for 2. Has a sacrifice fly. It's actually held up as the difference in this game. That one is outside, 2-2.
And the funniest thing is that sac fly was probably his worst hit ball of the entire night. Like we've talked about, launched that ball into center field, but a great play by Kyrie Miller out there. And then also that line out to shortstop.
That pitch gonna be low, 3-2. Pitch is going to be in the dirt, ball 4, so Slade Alford is on to lead off the bottom of the 8th. First time he's been on base tonight.
Only the 13th walk of the year allowed by Austin Wayner. It comes in the form of the leadoff man, Alford, who, again, as you said, reaches on the walk. So the Gulls have a man aboard on no outs, and the Waves already down a run, have some even more defending to do.
Batter's going to be Matt Shark. 1 for 3 with a home run. He's got 2 strikeouts since then. Wayner deals. In there for a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Shark did not like that call. Felt like he held up just in time as it dropped below the zone, but it looks like it just was able to nick that bottom.
And that one a called strike there as Alford takes his lead from first. The 0-1. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-2. 2 perfectly placed pitches from Austin Wayner has Shark down in the count, 0-2. One run separating these two teams here in Game 1 of the NECBL playoffs, a best of 3, and that is 3 perfectly placed pitches by Austin Wayner to send Shark down looking, 1 down.
Well, what a response after allowing the leadoff walk. 3 pitches, no swings from Matthew Shark, who had the home run in the second inning. He goes down, and now 1 on the board.
Nico Brini now the hitter. Pickoff play to first, and Alford is back. On deck is Colton Freeman. He came in as a defensive replacement a few innings ago for Billy Butler. But right now it's Brini up in the count, 1-0. He's been on base twice. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Wayner comes set. Here's the pitch, and that one is grounded to the second baseman. Could be 2. Ramirez to second. Mershon to first. Double play. Nice turn over there by Mershon at second, and that'll do it for the Gulls. In the bottom of the 8th, last chance for the Waves here in Game 1 of the NECBL playoffs. The Gulls have a 4-3 lead here on ESPN+. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3. Gulls with the lead over the Ocean State Waves. In the first game of the 2023 NECBL playoffs, the Gulls, the #1 seed, trying to shut the door on the Waves, who have been lurking all night. Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and Louis DiPietro with you. First pitch to Lewis Barnum is low and outside, 1-0. Braden Ostrander back out there. He'll try to lock down the save, a multi-inning save. Came on in the 7th inning, got a strikeout of Kyrie Miller, and got Drew Holder back to ground out. He has retired all 5 hitters that he has faced. 1-1 is the count after Barnum swings over the top of that slider.
And if he can go the distance, this will be logged as Ostrander's longest outing of the year. And there wouldn't be a better time to be able to do it than here in the NECBL playoffs.
It would also be his 4th save of the season, as that curveball is in there for a strike, 1-2. Barnum tonight is 1 for 3. Doubled and scored in the 5th. Ostrander comes set. 1-2. Fastball fouled away.
We're starting to get into the territory of the position that the Waves were in 3 nights ago at the Vineyard. Not quite there yet, but again, they're coming off late heroics. They're going to need some here tonight.
Barnum looking to get things started as he takes a fastball high and outside, 2-2. It'll be Lewis Barnum, Greg Pate, and then the top of the lineup in David Mershon. 2-2. Breaking ball hit high in the air to deep left center field. Breeny's going back, and he's going to be leaping, and it's off the base of the wall. In the second base is Barnum. He'll be in there without a throw, and the Waves are in business here in the 9th inning with a leadoff man at second.
Second double of the night for Barnum. Another ball that looked like it was testing home run territory. Knocked off the base of the wall, as you said. Barnum slides into second with no ball coming in. And all of a sudden, no outs, top of the 9th. Jack Brooks looks like he'll step up as a pinch hitter. And he has the tying run in scoring position.
Brooks will pinch hit for Greg Pate, who was 0 for 3. And now if you're the Waves, in the 9th inning, you got Barnum at second. It looks like there's going to be a pinch runner as well. So Barnum will come out. TJ McKenzie, the Vanderbilt product, is going into second base. So you now have a lot of speed at second, and Jack Brooks at home plate. You got third baseman Slade Alford in on the grass, possibly expecting a bunt to try to get McKenzie to third with less than 2 outs to try to at least tie this game up, but we'll see what they do here.
Really interesting situation. He is showing bunt now.
Pulls back, takes ball inside and low. Nice stop by Jacob Burley, 1-0.
Couple times tonight, the Waves down a run have gotten runners in scoring position, have not been able to bring them home. Only a 1-run game. Absolutely crucial crunch time for the Waves.
Jack Brooks from the University of Oregon, a rising sophomore, batting .255 on the season. No home runs, 8 runs batted in. 2-0 in the dirt. Gets away from Burley, and it's going to go out of play right into the Gulls dugout. So McKenzie will get third, and the Waves get that runner at third, 90 feet away. The tying run is with nobody out.
And Ostrander has been so good in relief. Now finally facing a real test here. A runner on McKenzie, the pinch runner, gets himself over to third. Waves in a really, really good spot here, down only a run.
3-0 pitch is inside ball 4, so Brooks down to first. He's got 9 stolen bases on the season. So now you have the tying run at third, go-ahead run at first, and now Burley is going to call time. Keith Peterson, the home plate umpire, grants it, and now here comes Frank Holbrook. So there's going to be a huge meeting on the mound to talk about a lot of potential scenarios. Of course, you got a lot of speed on the base paths. You can see potentially Brooks heading to second on a steal to try to get that runner into scoring position. That's the go-ahead run at first. So we'll see. I don't know what you do here, Nathan. If you're the Waves, you have runners at the corners. You can go at it a lot of different ways.
And it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Braden Ostrander. I believe this is Ryan Andrade we're going to see out of the bullpen. Number 9 from just over in Middletown, Rhode Island. Some like calling him a hometown hero for the Newport Gulls, growing up just right around the corner. We'll see if he can get that name to stick tonight.
And Ryan Andrade will look to lock it down, and Ostrander came in, provided this Gulls team a spark. But the Waves, they just do not go away. The 9th inning is really when they come into their own as you take a look at the playoff bracket. So even though the Schooners and the Mainers are on the Gulls side, it really doesn't matter. It's just up to whatever is the lowest seed. So let's say the Gulls do end up winning this series. The Gulls will advance, and then they will face the next lowest seed. So it doesn't matter that the Schooners and the Mainers are on the left side or their same side. Teams are reseeded after the quarterfinals, which is the round that we are in right now. And as we take a look, we do have a final in the NECBL. The Mainers did take down the Schooners, so that is technically an upset, the 5 beating the 4. So the Schooners will head over to Sanford tomorrow, and they're going to try to stave off elimination.
And that's a tough one for the Mystic Schooners. And we mentioned it actually. After they clinched the playoffs, they gave up 16 runs and then gave up 20 runs in the space of 2 games. They really started to fall apart, and you wondered how that would affect them going into playoffs. Well, it hasn't helped them in their first game. Now they have a tough test going on the road to Sanford to try to get that win to keep themselves alive.
It's just been a wild day in the NECBL, so we do have that one final with the Mainers. Danbury is winning 8-0 over Vermont. 5-5 Bristol Blues and Valley Blue Sox in the bottom of the 8th. Keep an eye on that. But the new pitcher right now is the right-hander from Pitt. It is Ryan Andrade. He is making his 10th appearance of the season. He's got a 2.88 earned run average, 32 strikeouts in 25 innings. His first batter faced will be David Mershon with runners at the corners. TJ McKenzie at third. He represents the tying run. Jack Brooks at first. He's the go-ahead run. And we'll see how the Gulls want to play this. And I'm sure Frank Holbrook told the infield what to do in the event that Brooks does take off for second. We were in a similar situation like this, and the Waves scored a run. That was back in the 5th inning. First pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1.
And then you also had that situation where Waves had runners in the corners, and Ramirez grounded into that really good double play for the Gulls. So they've been on the wrong and right ends of situations like these throughout the night, and now Andrade has quite the task here in the top of the 9th.
It is just Slade Alford in on the grass at third. Mike Anderson is holding on Brooks at first. So anything hit up the middle on the ground will score McKenzie, and that will mean a tie game. The Gulls playing for 2 outs, and it's going to be tough to double off David Mershon, who, pound for pound, probably the fastest base runner on the team. Quickly 2 strikes on Mershon. Chokes up on the bat. Andrade's pitch. 0-2 is chopped. Andrade off the mound. He flips it home, and he is safe. McKenzie dives under the tag. What an athletic play from Andrade, but McKenzie just too fast, and we are tied here at Cardines.
Unbelievable. For the 2nd straight game, the Waves have been down a run. They come back to tie it all square, but what an athletic play from TJ McKenzie. That's where putting the pinch runner in matters, Quentin. You get a little bit of extra speed around the base paths, and it paid off there even a second later, and he is caught out there, but instead the Waves score the tying run.
Yeah, so much I know. I definitely wouldn't have pinch run for Barnum. I mean, Barnum was motoring around the base paths. He's got a lot of speed, but McKenzie has blazing speed, and you said it, Nathan, every second matters, and McKenzie just barely dove under the tag. That would have been just an electric play from Ryan Andrade, who was just a split second late. Still waiting for the official ruling on that. I think they call that a fielder's choice and an RBI for David Mershon. But the batter now is Ramirez, and he swings and misses 1-1.
So now the situation becomes even more interesting for the Waves because you still have a runner in scoring position, first and second.
And still no one out. They actually gave Mershon an RBI single on that. So runners at second and first, nobody out. Andrade continues to pound the strike zone. 93 on that fastball, 1-2 to Ramirez. So the Waves not only scored the tying run here in the 9th inning, but there's still nobody out, and they've got runners at second and first with the heart of their order coming up.
It's the most run they've scored in a game here at Cardines all season as well. So they're in uncharted territory here deep into the 9th inning.
Choking up on the bat. The 1-2 is a fastball in there. Strike 3 called, 1 down. Huge strikeout for Andrade.
And Andrade, his last 2 outings did come against the Ocean State Waves on July 28th and July 22nd, respectively. But the biggest thing is, although he has found success, you got to wonder how it does affect these batters as well, being familiar and having almost 5 innings pitched with Andrade against them under their belt.
Kyrie Miller, the batter, with Brooks at second, Mershon at first. Very good speed on the base paths, and that one is swung on and missed, strike 1. Andrade looks like he's got his A+ stuff tonight. He's got that fastball, the slow curveball, also a slider. 0-1, and before that, we got a twirl the second. Brooks is back in, trying to catch him off guard. It'll be an 0-1 to Kyrie Miller. Breaking ball, strike. 0-2.
As you said, Andrade on his A game. He's doing what he needs to do here as a strikeout after the run, and now up quickly on TJ McKenzie. Or sorry, Kyrie Miller.
0-2 to Miller is low and outside, 1-2. Trying to get Miller to chase.
This hometown crowd expanding their strike zone a little bit, trying to hope they can get this strikeout right here.
Another pitch that's just off the corner, 2-2. 2 very good holds by Kyrie Miller, the center fielder for the Waves tonight, who's been on base twice. He's 1 for 3. Doubled and scored in the 6th. Go-ahead run at second. The Waves already with 1 home here in the 9th as that one is fouled back. Still 2-2. 92 from Ryan Andrade, who is just pumping fastballs right now. Inning started with Braden Ostrander on the mound looking to pick up a save as that one is outside 3-2, but the Waves got a leadoff double by Barnum. And then Brooks walked, and then David Mershon with an RBI infield single that TJ McKenzie barely beat at home plate. 2-2 is pulled foul outside of third. 3-2 still.
And we're now coming down to what could be the game is however this final pitch of this at-bat is going to go. Full count, first and second. Only 1 out on the board. A lot of different ways we could see this inning go from here.
Brooks leads from second, Mershon from first. The 3-2 is going to be low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Drew Holderback.
Deja vu for the Waves, who are now rallying late in the game for the 2nd straight matchup. Top of the 9th, they have managed to load the bases on only an out. They have brought home the tying run already, and Jack Brooks, who is the pinch runner, 90 feet away, but the Waves a swing of the bat away from taking their first lead of the night.
Middle infield hoping for a double play as that first pitch is outside, 1-0.
And Holderback, we talked about it all the way back in the first inning. 2nd on the team in RBIs. Seeing if he can add some more right here.
1-0 pitch. That is hit high in the air to center field. Right there is Brini, makes the catch. Brooks tags from third, and the throw will be cut off, and the Waves have the lead 5-4 after scoring 2 runs here in the 9th.
And it just goes from bad to worse for Newport, who look to be in control of the game. But as you said at the top of the inning, the Waves have not gone away all night. They've been lurking. Now McKenzie scores the tying run. RBI sac fly for Holderback to bring home Jack Brooks for the go-ahead. And Now Newport have some work to do late in the game.
Christian Ficca now the batter. 0 for 2. Mershon on that sacrifice fly did get to third, so that could potentially play a big role in this inning if there's a pass ball or wild pitch. Gulls will have work to do in the 9th inning. Pitch to Ficca is fouled back. 0-2. In that 9th inning, it'll be the bottom part of the Gulls lineup. Colton Freeman, Colby Branch, and then Jacob Burley. Pitch to Ficca, rides high and outside, 1-2. Seven batters have come to the plate here in the 9th for the Waves. Barnum and Brooks have scored. High and outside as there is a stolen base for Kyrie Miller. So now a single would most likely mean 2 runs for the Waves. Infield is back. 2-2 pitch. And just below the knees. 2,000 umpires here at Cardines wanted that strike 3 called.
It looked like Andre did as well. He started to take a couple steps off, thought that Burley was able to get that ball back up into the zone with a frame. With a full count now, but first base is open.
Andrade comes set, 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. So he gets the strikeout anyway, but not before. The Waves scored 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 are left. Bottom of the 9th inning, last call for the Gulls. Bottom part of the lineup coming up. 5-4 Waves lead on ESPN+.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders.
I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Bottom of the 9th inning in a crazy back and forth game. The Waves entered the 9th inning down by 1 run. It was 4-3. The Waves scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th. And now Austin Wayner stays on to try to shut it down. Bottom part of the lineup due up for the Gulls. What a game this has been.
Absolutely. The Waves, who had not had a lead all night, they had kept it close, brought it back to within a 1. We have not seen this type of fight back from them at Cardines Field. As we said, Newport have really dominated them all out here at this venue all year, but now the Waves rally late. Huge top of the 9th inning. They have their first lead, 5-4, and we talked about it. You go to a game at Old Mountain Field tomorrow, if the Waves pull off this win, suddenly they are in the driver's seat in this series.
Yeah, they really are, and Wayner will deal a first pitch to Colton Freeman, and that's inside 1-0. Freeman getting his first at-bat of the game, came in as a defensive replacement for Billy Butler in the 7th inning. As Cardines Field is coming to life, trying to will their Gulls to at least 1 run here in the bottom of the 9th. Quinton Pelzel, Nathan Robillard, and Louis DiPietro with you as Freeman hits one up the middle, backhanded by Ramirez, throws to first, and it's in time, 1 down.
And you can feel the energy in Cardines just silenced with that throw. They are getting loud for this Gulls team. Ramirez, though, gets it on the scoop throw over to Ficca, and it goes from a base hit to a first down for the Gulls, who are down to their final 2.
And for the Waves, this is the guy that you want on the mound, Austin Wayner, their best reliever. Has an ERA in the low 1s, 2 outs away from giving the Waves their Game 1 playoff victory. And that one is in there for a strike to Kobe Branch, 0-1. Branch so far tonight is 2 for 2. He also reached on a walk. Pitch to Branch is outside, 1-1. On deck is Jacob Burley. 1-1 pitch. And a half swing there. He went around 1-2. Wayner came on in the 8th inning. Retired 3 batters. And that one is in the dirt. 2-2. Jackson Finney behind the plate.
Let's go, Gulls. Let's go.
As you said, Nathan, Game 2 will be tomorrow night. 30 minutes down the road in Wakefield, Rhode Island, the home of the Ocean State Waves, with a chance to advance to the semifinals, and now they are 1 out away from taking a decisive series lead.
And coming into this game, in every way, shape, and form, the Newport Gulls were the favorites. The 1 seed against a team who had just barely snuck in, haven't lost to the Waves all year at home, had barely lost at all at home, but this is just the type of game that the playoffs bring. Absolutely has delivered so far, and as the Waves showed versus the Vineyard, it's not over yet.
No, it is not, and Jacob Burley will try to extend things for the Gulls. He takes a ball inside 1-0. Still looking for his first home run of the season. Slider, strike, 1-1. Burley tonight has been held in check. He's 0 for 3. Wayner out of the windup, the 1-1. On the ground to the shortstop, Mershon. He's got it. Throw on the run. He got him. Game 1 goes to the Ocean State Waves. A huge come-from-behind victory as they rally in the 9th inning. They scored 2 runs. And they now have the Game 1 victory going to Game 2 tomorrow night with a chance to advance to the semifinals.
The Waves have pulled off 2 straight late rallies. They have turned it up here in the playoffs. First game, first win of the year at Cardines. In the 3rd postseason series in history between these 2 teams, they have the advantage. Heading to Old Mountain, where again, they have their only 2 wins against Newport on the year, sets up an incredible story for tomorrow, just 24 hours away.
And you know, the Gulls thought they could do what they've been able to do for most of the year against these Ocean State Waves here at Cardines Field, but ultimately the Waves able to bounce back offensively, haven't been able to see that. But now all the pressure is on this Newport Gulls team. How do they face this adversity, and how do they come back tomorrow with their season on the line? How do they respond?
Yeah, just a back and forth game. Gulls fall 5-4 to the Ocean State Waves in a thrilling game. And that'll do it for us here at Cardines Field. We want to thank you all for tuning in an ESPN Plus broadcast. We have had the pleasure of doing this, and they have been spectacular. I want to thank Mike Basile, Tom Lima, down in the dungeon, down in the prod room. Thank you so much for making this all go smoothly. The camera people as well. Louis and Nathan, thank you all so much. Great game. We'll see you tomorrow night for Game 2. So for Louis and Nathan, I'm Quinton Pelzel saying so long from Cardines Field. The final score, the Waves 5 and the Gulls 4. I want to remind you, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.